Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live collaboration between Hold Up, Hear Me Out though with June.
Yeah.
You want to say what's up to everybody?
How y'all doing this evening?
Yep. And of course, you know your boy Walls P and my
And
sidekick.
of course, me, Erica B.
All right, so today we got a fun-filled show for everybody. Before we start, I'd like to say everybody welcome. How y'all doing on this Friday evening? We got a debate packed show for you guys. So, June, do you want to run down the topics that we're gonna be speaking about since you're the moderator?
Yeah, we'll speak about four topics, which you already know, right? Dana White and his wife Ann White. They had a public this DV altercation. We're going to speak on that. Garett Bush, he called out the NFL for the Damar Hamlin situation, the way they handled it. We're going to speak on that. That's pretty good. Also, a father legally changed his gender to female in order to win a custody battle. We're going to speak on that. Juicy. And should cell phones be off limits during a date? We're going to talk on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, before we get into it, whatever, because give people time to walk and get into the live and everything. Plus, I'm
Mhm.
sending out my locals notifications so everybody could know, because YouTube don't like to send everybody the notifications that you launched the video or that you live. So that's why we tell you guys to follow us on our other social media platforms so that you could be alerted. Now, with that being said, definitely subscribe to Hold Up Hear Me Out though. Check them out on YouTube, doing big things over there. And a lot of y'all probably know we be going back and forth like in the in the comment section, having some deep conversation. So if you guys are reading it sometimes and y'all see like, yo, I got an opinion on it, yo, jump
Jump in.
in. That's what we looking for. You know what I mean? Like join in the conversation. And even on like the Discord and stuff, if you got a disagreement, speak on it on Discord. Like that's why we want you to reach out to us on all our social media platforms, because we want to get to know the subscribers. Like we want to know you guys. This way we can know what content you guys are looking for, stuff like that. Because on matter of opinion, our analytics was like way off, because there was a lot of like IPTV stuff that we had to delete off the channel because we was getting copyright strikes. So it
Mhm.
messed up the analytics where we was just flying blind. So whatever our subscribers were watching, we had no idea what they're watching to know what content to put out there for you guys. So it's like we was working handicapped. So
Uh-huh.
we would love to get to know the subscribers, know the mannerism and all that. So that's why we want y'all to follow us on our other social media platforms, the Facebook group, the Discord, locals, all of that. And like I said, start the conversation. Let's talk. I'm a talkative mofo, so it is what it is. And Erica P, she could run her mouth all day. So, all right. With that being said, let's start these debates, because today I know we're gonna cover some NFL topics, and I'm on some NFL right now. No
Mm.
effing losses. So let's get it
Oh,
in.
I
You think that's how this works?
Oh
You
yeah,
you
oh
think this how
yeah,
this
oh
works?
yeah. We
You'd have
we
bumped
gonna
your
give
head on
some
that one.
some L's. We gonna give Erica P some L's. So
Ooh.
let's get it. Let's go. So whenever you're
Nah.
ready, June, let me know.
We're jumping right in.
And yeah, go ahead, take over, brother.
All right, good. Hold up. It's safe to say we it's safe to say we're all against domestic violence, right?
Of
Yes.
course, of course.
Yes. All right. So 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. The
Hmm.
clip we're about to play is nothing new. It happens all the time. So Walls is going to play for us, and we're going to see the bald man. His name is Dana White, and you could Google him. It's him and his wife who had this public DV altercation.
And just to give everybody a little clear background, Dana White, he is the basically the boss of UFC. And if you don't know what UFC is, it's Ultimate Fighting. That's pretty much anything goes, so to speak. And I'm a big fan of UFC, so let's get into it. So I turned the sound, like the sound is off as you see right there, the smack, like she smacked him, he smacked her back a couple of times, and they going back and forth. I turned the sound off so that we don't get no copyright strike for the music because they're in a club right now.
And what's happening
And
right
then
now?
it's gonna
I'm one of the
transfer.
guys, you've heard me say for years, there's never, ever an excuse for a guy to put his hands on a woman. And now here I am on TMZ talking about it. But my wife and I have been married for almost 30 years. We've known each other since we were 12 years old. We've obviously been through some shit together. And we've got 3 kids. And, this is one of those situations that's, horrible. I'm embarrassed, but it's also one of those situations that is, right now, we're more concerned about our kids. We have 3 kids, and obviously, since the video popped up, we've shown the kids the video, and we're more focused on our family right now. People are going to have opinions on this, and most of the people's opinions would be right, and especially in my case, you don't put your hands on a woman ever. My wife and I obviously love each other. We've been together for a very long time. We've known each other since we were very little, and this is just one of those unfortunate situations.
You were at a place in Cabo that where alcohol flows.
There was definitely a lot of alcohol involved, but that's no excuse. I literally am making no excuses for this thing at all. It's never happened before. It's the first time that it's ever happened, and people are going to say what they're going to say. It's just is what it is, and whatever people do say, it's deserved. I deserve it. It happened. I don't know why it happened, and my wife and I have apologized to each other. We've apologized to our kids, and this is one of those things that everybody's going to chime in. I could care less what anybody else thinks about this. Right now, what we're more concerned about are our kids and taking care of our family.
So that's pretty much the gist of it. So I don't want to play too much of it and everything. So, we know how YouTube works and everything like that. So I just left it at that. So the floor is yours, brother.
All right, I'm gonna start off with Erica, right? The research queen. Who do you blame for what you just saw with the aggression and the violence? Who do you blame?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to blame the first person who threw a hit. So I am blaming his wife for initiating the hitting.
Okay.
All right. So we'll get back to you for some so you could elaborate. Walls, do you feel the same way?
I feel yes, she was to blame. I feel she was to blame.
All right. So she gets the blame. Now let me say this before I have y'all elaborate real fast.
Got you.
We remember 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. And Walls, you can agree from experience of being a man, most men will not report abuse, right, from a woman.
I could agree with that. I could agree.
Right. The stats also say 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of severe physical violence from an intimate partner. And that stat tells us what happens is, guys, we cause more damage when we hit them than they cause for us. So knowing Dana White is 220 pounds, he's a boss, and she's probably 130 pounds wet. How does she hold the? Yes, she hold the blame because she initiated, right? How does he hold? He's the only one that holds the. I mean, she's the only one that holds the blame, and he doesn't. When he could have killed her. He could. I want you to go first, Walls. I want you to.
I say this. The reason why she holds the blame is because if you know that this man weighs 200 something pounds, got you by 100, 200 pounds, whatever the case may be, and he's strong as hell, because we see he go to the gym and everything like that. So dude is strong. So if you're in a situation where you know this dude can literally overpower you, why would you put your hands on this person? See, here's the thing. If June, me and you are out in the club, right? And I see somebody who's got the physique of like The Rock or something like that, right? And I'm getting into a back and forth banter with him. The minute I see the altercation is gonna rise where dude will put his hands on me or something like that, I'm gonna defuse the situation. I'm not gonna look to attack him, so to speak, because I know, if I attack this dude, it might be a big misunderstanding and he might kick my ass. And even if June jump in, we might both get out, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a big misunderstanding. So it's like, you gotta have that understanding of, yeah, even though there's my significant other, what will possess you to put your hands on this man? And that tells me that if you was comfortable enough in the club to put your hands on this man, that means that you've done this before. So it's
Okay.
like, if you've done it before and this man hasn't retaliated or nothing like that, because there was never any domestic violence ever reported between Dana Wright and his wife. This is the first time like we're hearing about this. So I feel as though this is the norm for you. And it just so happened that you was in a public space where people was there, and it's like you disrespected him in a public place, and he has a name for himself. And what is it that men that we desire? We
Respect.
desire like respect, and status matters to us.
Mm-hmm.
So you got this guy who's the president of the UFC in a public setting where he has status, and now his wife smacked him in front of everybody, and it's like, if this happened before, he's like, yo, you really gonna do this out in public? I think it was an automatic reaction that he slapped her back. But
Okay, wait,
now he did go overboard with it, but it's like, yo, if you don't want somebody to hit you, do not put your hands on them. I don't
wait.
condone hitting women, period. For me, I would have walked away. But it's like, if you put your hands on somebody, you kind of got to expect to get hands put on you back. That's just how I look at it. So that's where I
Well,
stand with it.
Well, let me ask Erica. Erica, all right. It seems as if in their relationship, it's okay for them to get physical with each other, because Walls just said domestic violence was never reported, so it's kind of accepted. That's what they do in their relationship is fine. But knowing that men cannot put their hands on women, right? We know that, especially in public. And yeah, she hit him. That's what they do in their relationship. He hit her back. That's what they do. But why doesn't he, I don't see, why doesn't he hold bigger blame? Because if he didn't hit her back, I think he would have looked amazing. He would have showed that, yo, we get abused by women. He would have showed all that. So why is it her that's holding the blame from your perspective? Walls did a great job explaining his.
From my perspective, it's the fact that, one, you felt big enough to be able to do it in public. My thing is, you know your husband. Y'all been married 20 plus years. You know the kind of career that he has. You also know your actions can cancel the money for both of you. So, in my mind, you are out in public. You are his wife. You should have acted like his wife. You're supposed to protect the brand. I don't care what you do at your own house when the cameras ain't on. But the minute you out in public, you have to expect there's going to be video. There is going to be a picture. There is going to be something. Because think about it. He never came out and said, hey, I'm about to leave my wife because she had put hands on me. He ain't say that. All he said was, me and my wife had to apologize to our children.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest person that he's holding himself accountable to is them kids that you raising. Because the minute that video went public, guess what happens now? People on the outside be like, yo, if they hitting each other in public, what's happening in the house? Are the kids seeing this kind of stuff? And imagine if these kids is young. Now you got random people going, hey, let me call whatever child services in your area is that is going to have people at your front door. That's what I'm saying. I don't condone
him.
Huh?
Erica, doesn't think of what you just said. Doesn't that hurt him though? Because
it does.
If she hurt
his family, not just him. Because think about it. If he's the breadwinner at his family, that's hitting everybody all around. Because imagine if he lose all his endorsements. Imagine if UFC say, "Hey, we don't want you anymore. You done lost that income stream." That means
you think that is.
It would be her fault, but guess it would be her fault, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm blaming her first. I'm blaming her first because she initiated all of this stuff to begin.
She's wrong.
So she was wrong for the initiation, but yes, it is his fault for not stopping himself. So no, I'm not blaming her for all of the downfall. But my thing is, who do you think is started those
Her.
dominoes to fall? It's a
Her.
domino effect. What you do caused a reaction for your entire family. If they said we don't want to do nothing with him any longer because he put his hands on a woman, if it shut all your money down right now, are you going to be able to survive? Are you going to be able to keep the lifestyle that you got? Because you have to think about that as well. That one hit because you was drunk could cause a whole chain reaction for the rest of your life.
Can I
Yes.
interject?
Yes.
At the end of the day, because the way you prefaced the question was, if he wouldn't have done that and he would have been looked upon as, yo, he handled it great and everything like that. At the end of the day, I understand it's the wife's fault for the way she did it. But Erica, I gotta disagree with you. The reason why I gotta disagree with you is because Dana White should know I'm the one who have more to lose in the situation. So he should have caught himself and controlled himself, because the public eye is not talking about the wife. They're talking about Dana White. So you, as the man that know, if I hit this woman, I can cause severe damage. And on top of that, she's drunk. What if she would have fell back, bust her head
Oh
open,
God.
bleeding on the floor? So even though she initiated it, it's still his fault for reacting. And he didn't react once, he did it twice, and then like pursued her. Like he
Correct.
wanted that sauce. So hold on, let me finish. I'll let you speak. So that's on him. I always go back to Jay-Z and Solange in the
Elevator.
elevator. Nobody talks about Solange and her actions. All they say is Jay-Z handled the situation, good or whatever. And the only reason why they say that is because Jay-Z's big name, so to speak. A lot of people, like people who watch UFC, they know Dana White and stuff like that, but the average person doesn't know who Dana White is. You feel me? So I gotta put that squarely on him for his reaction, because he should have known better. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you have to think about it. My question was different. It's not who holds the blame the most. It was, who do I feel needs to be held accountable the most, is how I took the question. I'm
No,
not, and I'm not
sorry.
giving him a pass because, like I said, neither one of them should be hitting each other, period. But the issue is, you have to also take the blame for yourself. Yes, he's taking all the blame for his actions, because yes, in my head, he shouldn't have did anything back. Because if it was just her attacking him, to be honest, it wouldn't have been a story. It wouldn't. Because nobody would have, they would have like, oh, it's just another random chick hitting somebody. The story is the fact that he retaliated back, because most of the time the guy does not. So now, yes, am I holding them both accountable? I am. Because guess what? I don't know what she does for a living. And if I did know what she does for a living, think about it, this cancel culture. People would cancel him because of him if it was any other random person, but because it's his wife, they're not canceling him as much. We're gonna have a conversation about it. But if neither one of them leaving each other, neither one of them dragging each other through the mud, it in another few months it's gonna blow over.
You know why I think he's not getting canceled or whatever? Because the wife is not coming out and talking. If she would have came out and said stuff like, oh, he attacked me all the time, like if she didn't hold herself accountable, she would have came out and basically made it look like she was the victim. Everything is basically being handled behind the scene. That's why I think she's not a victim. Before you go, I just want to give a shout out to Saint Ree in the building. We got my boy Rex Wu in the building and Tanisha Sajay in the building. And anybody else who's viewing, if you just in the cut, hey, just say hi. Let us know their presence is there. We love, to speak to you guys and announce that you are in the building. Plus it helped the algorithm, and do not forget to smash the like button. Help that algorithm, ladies and gentlemen. And we got BBXOXOX BBX Osh 13. Okay. Sorry if I butchered it, but all right. So go ahead, June. The floor is yours. I don't know if you want to go through comments or we still want to go. Like, floor is yours, brother.
Well, y'all done talking? Because what I wanted to know, this is something I wanted to know. Who do y'all
Okay.
with the kids, right? The kids being exposed to this violence. This is kind of different. Who do y'all put the blame on for that? With the kids being exposed to walls, yeah. Start off, please.
To be honest with you, if this is an ongoing thing that she hits them like all the time, then I got to put it on her. Because this is what I learned. If you get a woman that like hits you and you don't do anything about it, or like you just like, yeah, y'all go back and forth, but you don't really check it, a woman will keep going and seeing how much further they could go. Keep going. They could keep going until you actually nip it in the bud. Because I remember, like, even when I have like female friends who like to hit me, and I'm a person, I don't like to be hit like that. So when it's like I see you constantly hitting me, I'm like, yo, you better stop hitting me because I don't like being hit. Like you gotta put it like you be firm with it. Because they're gonna keep testing you and keep
Facts.
testing you and keep pushing the button. Even let's look at it like this. Even at a job, if you come in late and your boss is like, it's a couple of minutes late, and you start coming in late every day, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, they let me go. You're gonna keep pushing the buttons and see how far you could go with it. But if it's a case where they're both, at it back and forth, nah, yo, y'all need to check that because that's setting a bad example for them kids. And that's going to make them kids think that this is the way a marriage or a relationship is supposed to be. And
Facts.
anything outside of that they don't see, this is foreign to them. And it's like, oh, he don't love me. She don't love me because they don't put their hands on me. It
100.
sets that brainwashing tone. So I don't know the ins and outs of who attack who, but they need to check it. And I still could put but matter of fact, no, I put the responsibility on him because he's the man. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to guide the ship. So even if she's attacking him or whatever or hitting him, you as the man are supposed to set the tone and be like, yo, this is unacceptable. So yeah, I got to put that on him. I rephrase. I walk it back. I put that on Dana White because as the man, you're the leader of the house. You're supposed to be the skipper guiding the ship. And
Oh,
if you're allowing this, that's on you.
oh, E, you agree?
Okay, so once he walked it back, I actually do. And the reason that I'm gonna say that I
I like
agree
it.
with him for the most part is I put it on ownership on both parents. I feel like when you establish a family, you're supposed to set that guideline and that tone for your family. So yes, do I'm gonna say both, but I do feel like these are dynamics that people in general have to figure out in the beginning because if you don't set it in the beginning, it
So,
gets worse over time. And I do think that because you have certain people like, oh, well, my culture, the women in my culture are spicy.
yep.
No, I get that the women in your culture are spicy, but that spiciness doesn't have to be by you putting your hands on them. It could be maybe the way that they talk, maybe the way that they dress, but we have to start having that open dialogue because domestic violence is just not okay. And the only way that you'll change it is if the people in those relationships around those kids are changing it.
That's
So
fair.
if you start showing love in households, you start showing households where maybe, hey, we are sitting, going back to the dinner table and sitting down, and the kids are seeing both parents do stuff together, and maybe that putting hands on people is not something that they see any longer.
Nice. How
Okay.
do you feel about this comment? Because I love it. Well, not that I love it, but I agree that that could have been too. She probably had enough and wanted to expose his abuse and make it public for everyone to see. Do we think people being abused would do that in public just to expose somebody, or no?
Okay.
Or is it too
You want me to go
dangerous?
first or you go first, Erica?
I was
Let
gonna say,
Erica
let me
go
go
first.
first. Let me
Yeah.
go first on that one. Okay, I will say calculated people do that. If it's been going on in your house for a really long time, sometimes you do. You go out in public, you test it and see how they're going to react. Because think about it. If somebody's comfortable enough putting their hands on you at the house, they'll do it anyway.
True.
especially under the right circumstance. Already got liquid courage. If you already got liquid courage, that means stuff that you might not do, you may have that courage to do it at that point. Because that all of that got to factor in. You in a club. You don't know if that was drink 1 or drink 21. So all of those factors could play into the fact of that.
So Walls, how you feeling? You agree?
Those are excellent points, but I have to disagree with it. The reason why I have to disagree with it is because if this was a cry for help, you would have came out in the aftermath and said it. And being the fact that if it was that calculated, in her mind, it would have been, I don't care if me saying outing him is gonna hurt his money. At the end of the day, I signed for this divorce. I'm still walking away with half. So you figure out the money that you need to get to keep your head afloat, but I'm gonna get mine. So I don't think it was calculated only on the strength of she did not come out and say anything, because if she was really a victim, she would have been like, yes, this abuse goes on all the time. This is what I did to expose him, to show you guys how he react when he gets mad, yada, yada. That didn't happen. So I can't agree with that settlement. Like, it's a great point, a great dynamic to look at, but the aftermath that she didn't say anything, because think about it. A woman that's a victim, when you got the opportunity to get that, when you put that out, that SOS or that cry for help, and then you see the help opportunity come, oh, you're gonna hop on it like fast. You feel me? She
She's
didn't do
smart.
that. We didn't see that. So that's why I gotta say, nah, I don't think that was a cry for help.
Good point. Y'all both had good points with that one. I agreed with both of y'all. Wow.
We bringing them flames, but hey, I'm on my NFL. No losses today, brother. No losses. No effing losses.
Look, since we're on the NFL, we're gonna switch gears to the Garett Bush. Right now, we're gonna play the Garett Bush. He spoke out about the NFL situation, not what Wall said, but the National Football League, where the Damar Hamlin, I don't know if y'all know, he just collapsed. 24-year-old kid just collapsed on the field. His heart stopped for a little bit, and they had to resuscitate him. Now, Garett Bush has some strong opinions, and we'll listen, and then we'll start talking. Wells, you ready?
I just wanted to clarify that Garett Bush is a radio show host for Cleveland. So he's like deep and ingratiated in like sports, whatever. He's a sports commentator. So because I know people will be like, yo, who the heck is this guy? He's a person that's really ingratiated in the sports media, and especially the NFL, and does his research in the NFL and the inner workings and stuff like that. So a journalist pretty much. So let's switch gears to that, and let me share this tab with you guys. And all right, here we go. Let me make it full screen, and here we go.
I'm kind of hot because we do this every freaking time something happened on this field. Everybody want to pivot and act like they. I done heard people talking about, just the mental health of the players, and yeah, you could die. They don't even know they could die out here. We sit here and talk about this stuff every single time. Schedule remakes, how we gonna make it up, what the league feels about it. I don't give a damn what the league feels about it. Keep it real. Why we don't talk about the stuff that matter? This young man, you want to know how what this you need to know about him? He's 24 years old, right? He got a contract for $160,000. That's his bonus, and he earns $825,000 this year. You say, G. Bush, why are you talking about this man's money? Because guess what? He's been in the league 2 years. That means he's not vested. That means if he never plays another down in his life, he don't get another check from the NFL. Let's be clear about this. You got to play 3 to 4 years before you even sniff a pension. So all this heartwarming and prayers and condolences don't do nothing for that boy's mom that got to go home, look at her son, and he might need extensive care for the rest of his life. And you know what the NFL will tell you? Well, we'll look out for the people like him. No, you won't. No, you won't. Let's talk about the disability policy for the NFL, right? They moved it from $22,000 a month to $4,000 in the last collective bargaining agreement. Did you know that the NFL has a private board that reviews all aspects with their doctors and with their neurologists and their specialists. They can deny benefits even if Social Security deems you to be permanently disabled. The league can come back and then say, the government is they're experts, but let's take it over so we don't pay anything out. Only 15% get approved by Social Security. The league says that number should be lower. Get that. 15% of the people who apply for disability in this country, I know, I was a disability expert. It's very low. I submitted over almost 250,000 applications in 1 year one time. I know. Since the CTE settlement, only 6.5% of the settlement has been paid, according to the admin's website. I looked it up yesterday. And 60% of the claims have a qualifying diagnosis but have not been paid.
I do got to stop and say this though. Brother did his homework.
He did.
Like that brother did his homework. So I'm just going to point that out. Let's continue.
Let's talk about this. They're also moving the pension. And that pension, he got to make it to 55. He's 24. And they've moved that between 3,000. They moved it down to 3,000 when it was 5,600 a month. And the last stat that you should know about is the Bills owner Terry Pagula owns the Sabres as well as the Buffalo Bills, and his net worth is $6.7 billion. My question to you is, NFL, when do salaries become guaranteed? If you know these young men are going out there and they could die on that football field, I don't give a damn what your thoughts and prayers are. Do the right thing. I just heard Aditi say it 7 times. This is a savage sport. Men are dying every week, and you covered that up during CTE, and now you want to act like you the top of the food chain because you got the CPR people on the field on time? That's the least you should do. You're not gonna pay that man's you're not gonna pay that man's tuition for his kids. You're not gonna give him no disability money. You're gonna do nothing. All you do is collect them big checks and we go play fantasy footballs, and I hear these dudes' thoughts and prayers for a whole damn 2 hours. Y'all don't care about them kids.
I know I got a lot to say on this, but
well, we're going to have you sit on it for a little bit because we're going to start
Yes,
with
sir.
Erica, all right?
Go ahead.
But Erica, before you start, right, I want to just put out, there was a movie called Concussions. I think it was Will Smith that played that movie.
Yes,
Concussion?
yes.
So
yes.
there's a movie on CTE, right? And there's a player, Javon Belcher, in 2012, he committed suicide at the stadium because they said he had CTE, right? So his brain was kind of damaged. We know what football does to you. It's a collision. Every time you make a tackle, it's an accident. It's a car accident. It's a car accident. We know this. We have people that are scared to play the sport. Like we have people that don't want to play because they know they get hurt. Parents that don't want their kids to play. We get paid a lot of money to play the game. So there are people that will steal your job, even if they'll die on the field. We know all of this. I'm going to ask, why do we still hold the NFL responsible for taking care of people when it's an opportunity that people are willing to kill for?
Okay, so y'all gonna have to forgive me. I'm a football mom. I watch football. This is like I grew up with the sport in my house. My dad played football prior to me being born. So football it's been in my house. I've been around football my whole entire life. But the business mind in me is going to say this too, and people might get mad at me. You took on the big paycheck up front because you knew the risk. You also know you need to have some kind of health coverage. The NFL gives you health coverage, but you got to remember, health coverage is for your health. It ain't to take care of you in the event something happens. It ain't going to pay your kids' tuition, like he said. It's enough to make sure that whatever medical expenses that you need to have covered, it's probably going to cover some of that. And it's going to give you a little check. And the reason I say little check is because think about it. If you're permanently disabled, they're calculating out your permanently disabled money at a certain rate. it's nowhere near the income that you bring in if you were an able body getting up and going to work every day. That think about it. That disability money is the bare minimum to keep you afloat. It's not. It's no frills. It ain't giving you the bells and the whistles to keep your lifestyle afloat. It's giving you enough money coming in to make sure that you don't starve.
Walls, is that fair?
In my opinion, yeah,
Yes, it
I
is.
believe that it is fair. The reason why I believe that it's fair is because they pay you enough. So you should make the right investments to set yourself up in case something happens to you. There's so many different benefits programs that you could pay into. If something happens to you, guess what? You got life insurance coming out the wazoo that's going to take care of you. I mean, well, not you, but your family and the people you left behind. On top of that, the money that you were making while you were playing, that should also help your family out also. In the case of what he said was this guy makes 100 and whatever thousand and he just got paid 800 and something thousand.
Something like
Most
that.
of us that's working a regular 9 to 5 don't even make 800 and something thousand in our lifetime of working. You get what I'm saying? Like we're talking after taxes. Yeah, your gross might mount to that, but you don't see your gross. You see the net. You feel me? So that right there is money that people make, like some people don't even achieve in a lifetime. And you made that choice to go into this sport. And here's the crazy thing too that people don't even know, that people don't even talk about. Like I respect his diatribe, but you got players that get hurt, they seeing stars and they're literally lying to the doctors and stuff to fight to get back on the field. And then after all the bad decisions that you made, now it's like, oh, they should have known. How am I supposed to know if you was lying to me and I'm the
Wait,
doctor?
can I push back on y'all?
Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Because since y'all both agree, I got to push back. All right,
Okay.
here we go. With the NFL, though, I'm doing something most people can't do. Most people can't eat perfectly. Most people can't exercise perfectly all the time. I can't do that. So since I can't do that, I think they should be getting paid to give up their lives. Like Tom Brady just had a divorce. Why? Because he's given his all to the game. And if it's taken from him, it's like, you knew the risk. Like how does that even how's that even fair, right?
You
To
know
to
how
give
you know how I say that that's fair, that in the sense that that's fair is because
payout,
with the amount of money that they're paying you, if you don't like it,
leave.
go start your own leagues. If these
It's
players who
private.
don't like this, let's just say for the sake of argument, right? Like I'm gonna take it to like basketball or something, right? Which is basically still a official sport that generates billions. If LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, um, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, um, what's the dude? Joel Embiid, James Harden, like all these big names, 10 of them, right? The best 10 players in the league say, you know what? We done had it with the NBA. Let's go put our money together and start our own league. You don't think that that league is going to blow up and the other players that are stars in the NBA aren't going to follow? And the reason why people say, "Oh, it's going to be hard." This is what I say.
Okay.
Ice Cube started the Big 3 league and it was doing pretty damn good for over the hill top players that were playing. You talking national TV, these games are being televised. So you mean to tell me if you take the 10 best players in the league right now, and you know the Michael Jordans of the world, the Magic Johnsons of the world are gonna hop on it. Like, yo, they trying to do so it's like if you don't like it, do something about it. LeBron James is worth what? Oh, like I don't know, but I'm just thinking like it's well over 500 mil probably,
He's a
close to
billionaire.
a billion.
He's a
Yeah,
billionaire.
okay, so he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
So that right there, LeBron James' name alone, and you get the other 9 best players in the league to put money together. You don't think Banks is gonna be like, yo, let's hop on that, let's invest it. So that's why I'm like, they could do something about it. You just choose not to. So that's on you, brother. That's how I
Yes,
gotta
but
look at it.
that can't last because once you get old and once you're out of the league, you now have to bring in people to replace you. If it's not proper management, someone who's going overseas to find players, someone in high school games. If you're not doing that, your league will not last. The NBA, NFL, they're already established. So since they're already established, it's like the Arena Football League. These sports have you and Erica. Y'all grew up on this. Like they give y'all something that gives y'all a getaway and y'all love it. Like y'all love it. So they shouldn't get paid. Like if they get hurt doing something that y'all love watching and y'all like y'all love it.
This is the only thing.
but
Hold
I
on.
was-
Let me just say this, Erica, and the floor is yours. I just want
Okay.
to say this, and the floor is yours. The first thing is you won't know until you take that chance. And a lot of people are scared to take a chance because of failure. You can't rest your laurels on that. You got to go all out. And how do you think the NFL and NBA came to be? They just put the chips out there and found people to guide the ship and go from there. The second thing is, like I said, you made a distinctive choice because you knew you was going to make millions going into this league. It's up to you to make the right business decisions with that money to set yourself for life, because it is money that can literally set you for life. That's all I got to say. The floor is yours, Erica.
Okay. You have to think about it. It's not that they're saying that they don't pay these people when they get hurt. Think about it. The NFL club pays their medical bills. So you get hurt. Yes, you got to put the claims in and you got to go to NFL doctors and all of this. But guess what? That's the sport that you're in. Think about if I had a job and I worked, for example, back in the day, AT&T, old school AT&T, when you were an employee, they used to have a medical site on site. So if you got sick at work, you had to go to their doctors and wait for them to do their claims, their tests, their everything, correct? NFL players get the same thing. So it's not saying, hey, you get hurt, your stuff ain't getting covered. You get hurt, yes, your medical bills is getting covered. But think about it. If I get hurt and I get injured on my job right now, my job is not giving me another paycheck. So because my job is not going to give me another paycheck, it's what do I do as a family? That's what these players have to remember. Your paycheck stops when you no longer are able to play the game. Am I telling you I'm kicking you off your health insurance? No. Am I telling you you're not going to get all of the best medical care possible? No, I'm not telling you that, because you're going to get that. But you can't expect to get your millions up front as a monthly stipend. No.
Why not though?
I'm not gonna say that you're not gonna get something, but you're not gonna get your millions, because as a player, you negotiated the dollar amount that you wanted up front for you to be able to go on that field for that year or that 5 years or whatever your contract was. So you negotiated that money. You negotiated whatever upfront money came out and whatever money got paid on the back end. Problem is, if you can't do your job to get your back end money, that's on the player. That is not on the league for not giving you that, because the contract is you make 40 million, 40, let's just say they make $40,000 every time they hit the field. So I expect you to hit the field 18 games during the regular season. So that's your guaranteed each time you step the field. Because think about it, I don't know if they get paid weekly. I don't know if they get paid monthly. I don't know how you negotiated that kind of money. But if that was my job, I got 18 days to go on the field. Guess what? If I got 18 days to go on the field and I get six, think about it. If you get a sick day, you only on the field 18 days. So how many of those really am I going to give you as a sick day? If you only realistically are supposed to be on the field 18 days. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to give you 3 sick days out of your 18. So I expect you to be on the field 15 of them days. So if I expect you to be on the field 15 of them days and you can't, yes, go ahead and take all the sick time you need, because think about it. That's going to be like me on short-term or long-term disability. If you got to go out, that's you on injured reserve, which is fine. You still getting something, man, on injured reserve.
Let me say this though, like the issue is the NFL is it's a dangerous sport. Basketball's not as dangerous. Baseball's not as dangerous. But these people, they have guaranteed contracts where they get a bulk of their money. The NFL also stands for not for long. So you're going to be in there for what, 1-2 years? And he said you got to play, I think 3-5 years.
You got to play 5 years.
5 years to
3
get
to 5. 3 to 5.
It's 5 years. You got to
Okay.
play 5. You have to be active 5 years to be fully vested. Because I looked it up. I wanted
So
to make
Okay.
sure.
So think about that. 5 years in the NFL, most people you're not gonna make it 5 years. So you're not really gonna get anything. And it's like you just gave me a lot of your life. So you may be crippled. Yeah, I'm paying some of your bills, but you can't play with your kids like that. So you gotta pay someone to train them. You gotta pay someone to do this. You gotta pay for this because you could barely walk. Like that's just like leave it up to the players to the NFL. Come on, it should be more like the NBA, right? No, y'all don't
Oh,
think it should at least improve?
I'm not saying that
Well,
it can't
well,
improve, but think about it. This is
You
why
asking
they
me?
have.
Oh,
This
sorry.
is why they have their, their player liaisons. This is why when they go into negotiate new contracts, these are all issues that they're supposed to bring to the table. So if you collectively can't bring this stuff to a table to to get it to the owners to try to negotiate it, whose problem is that? And the reason I'm saying this is think about it. It's almost as if you were in a local, let's say I'm an electrician and I'm in an electrician local. When you go in for them contracts, they have to go in to bid for what they want. You put what you want on the table and they try to kind of fit in the middle somewhere. So guess what? Somebody kind of tried to fit in the middle at one point or another. That's why they said, hey, retirement age is 55 and not 62. Think about it. Most places, most states don't look at you retired at 55. You got to be the minimum of the state, which is either 62, 65, or 67, or you get hit with penalties to do it. The same thing goes with if you get injured on a job. If I get now, do I say they need to be some kind of guaranteed short-term, long-term disability plan? Yes. If they don't have that out there, that might be something that they need to look at. Or guess what? Players could do like regular people do. You go get you some Aflac. I got think about it. My job say this is what we give you, but if you want this additional money out of your check weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, this is what you have to do. So as a company, I'm gonna give you the bare minimum. You
well,
as a person have to figure out what's best for your family. You can't always look for the handout from the company.
I agree with you. I'm gonna ask Walls this. Walls, here's the thing: the NFL, like the Players League, right? They seem as if they're working with the NFL because the players really they don't get good incentives. I know you know the game in and out. They don't really get good incentives. Could the Players League be in cahoots with the owners where they're playing these 80% of the players are black? Just to let y'all know, I think what 80%, 70%, something
Something
like
like
that,
that.
and they're giving them nothing. They're giving them nothing for these 1 and 2 years. So I get what you're saying. They should be arguing better, but they're not arguing for themselves. They're not negotiating for
Here,
themselves.
here's a tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
Going into this, when we was gonna cover this topic, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
my thought process was, I don't think the players should get anything.
Oh,
Hearing this conversation and stuff, I think differently. I do think the players should get some type of long term insurance benefits, retirement package. And the reason why I say this is because I understand that the players are going into it and they know what they're getting into, but at the same time, you made the business lucrative enough to entice them to risk it all, and you're making billions of it. So it's like, if I know
yeah.
in an impoverished area, I can go there and like put drugs in the area, drugs like in like whatever the community that's impoverished, and they're like, yo man, I need money, I gotta eat, bills is paying up. You're gonna more willingly take risks and be desperate to take that. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like the NFL makes it more lucrative with the money, like with the money what they're playing for, whatever it is that that person is good at doing. So if they can throw the football, running back, whatever, if they're good at what they're doing, they can make money off of it. And it's a risk that you're willing to take when you've been seeing your mother struggle to put food on the table, your brothers and sisters wearing the same clothes every day, day in and day out, whatever, barely finding food to eat. So yes, when you put other people ahead of yourself, you're going to be willing to take that risk no matter what the cost is. And you're not going to think about the long-term effects until later down the line. So I understand that. And the NFL is a league that makes hella money. Like if you have a NBA finals game on a Sunday and an NFL game, most people are going to watch the NFL game over the NBA
Oh yeah.
finals. That's how much of a conglomerate that the NFL is. So, with the careers being average 2 years, it's kind of like people are going to get screwed over because the average person don't go past 2 years because of injuries. Somebody in the comments section, Anthony Price, just said, "Yo, Andrew Luck and Calvin Johnson retired way too early," and we see a lot of players that do retire way, and we like, "Yo, what?" So if they they don't get that 2 year, that 5 years, if they don't get that 5 years, and the average NFL player is like 2 to 3 years, you literally set the goalpost so far that it's almost unattainable.
Yep.
So you're literally screwing people over. So I feel like they should make something more lucrative as far as like making it better for the players after their career is over. And you made a good point saying that you think the NFL Players Association can be in cahoots with the NFL, because the NFL Players Association, we know hands down, it's nowhere near as connected with the players. I wouldn't say connected as the players. It's nowhere near as connected to get stuff done as the the NBA Players League is with the NBA.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's no, like, they don't have that connection where it's like, the NBA Players Association is pushing hard for the players. You get
Facts.
what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, that's a good point that you said, that could they be in cahoots? They probably could be. Because at
You
the
know
end of the
what?
day, it's like, yo, you hush them up. Here's the extra money on the side for your good works,
Exactly.
you feel me? So
But I don't even think it's that though. I think when you have as many teams as you do, with the owners' main goal is to make as much money as possible, you made sure whatever organization you created was not trying to impede on the control of the owner. And I think that's the other thing. You have to find the right balance when you start looking at that. Because yes, I this whatever you just posted up there, I like that. Saint Bree said it best. It's a business. They are about $1, and they don't really care about the well being. Hands down. If I gotta pay you, guess what happens? And I'm not saying that they're not gonna pay. They're gonna pay something, hands down. Healthcare for the players, when you're actively there, they paying all your medical bills. It's just people want more. They don't want just, I want you paying the medical bills. They want you to pay the medical bills and take care of families. And people keep forgetting, when these people take these contracts and these jobs, it's not about your family. It's about me taking care of that one individual person. So it sounds good that they want everything else, but you can't look at that. That's why when you have people that come from the hood and they're like, "Oh, I took my mom out the hood," and then they like, "Yo, everything is on you. Anything ever happens to you, we back to square one." You can't keep putting all your ducks in the same route, and that's the problem. You have too many people coming from the same area, not getting the right business people to help elevate them. Want to be flashy and spend the money as fast as they get it, and they don't understand that longevity may not happen. It's the same way. If these players don't get the right conditioning in the beginning, the first 1 to 2 years when they got the smaller contracts, because remember, you get in a smaller contract to get the bigger contract. You need them first 2 years to show, hey, this is why I'm here. So you can give me the big dollar when I hit year 3 or year 5.
but here's the thing, Erica. When you're a NFL star and you're generating the NFL money, like, let's just say what's Chiefs quarterback, Patrick
Mhm.
Mahomes. When you know your worth and you know, yo, I'm the face of NFL, so to speak, your demands now become higher. So it's easy for us to be like, yo, you know, you made the money, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. So you should make the invest. Yeah, but when you know your and like when you know your worth, you're gonna have more of a demand. Think about it. If you with your significant other and you know my worth is this, you like, dude, just because you making money, you better respect my worth. You
You
better
feel
know
me?
what I worth, what I bring to the table, what I bring into this house or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. It's easy for us to say that, but you got to look at it at that person also. They know their worth. So it's
Correct.
like,
Which, and I get your statement about their worth, but the problem is too, you have a lot of moving parts. You got the ones that know their worth and gonna get that, but you also got the people that make the industry minimal. Those are the people that could be make or break in these situations, and that's the
you
problem.
you
The
know what
ones
though? I think the ones that aren't making that much money are the ones that are smarter with their money investments. The ones who are making the big money, they spend because they know I'm Patrick Mahomes. I got this money coming in. I got
Mhm.
$20 million contract for the year, 40, $50 million. So you just gonna spend because you like, yo, the money's coming in. That's why
Yeah.
they say more money, more problems. When you know you got to stretch your money and make wise investments because you don't know if it's guaranteed another team is gonna sign you because you a 6th round player, you're gonna make smarter business choices. So
correct,
I
but
don't
that's
think it's those that are getting hurt. I think it's the bigger names.
it is, but guess what? The bigger names, that is your responsibility because you went and negotiated them big contracts. You should have had somebody in your pocket going, "Hey, did you get your health insurance? Hey, did you put that rainy day fund to the side? Hey, do you
Oh,
have
come on.
you
Come
I
on, Erica.
I
Check this
get it,
out.
Wait,
but that's
Let,
my mindset, and people don't always look at that. And you
but let
have
me
to look
just
at that at an early age. If you're telling me the average is 2 to 3 years, you gonna have to look at that while you're still a baby. Because think about it, a lot of these people are going right from some college or finishing college straight to the league. If you're telling me I'm getting 3 years in and I came out of college at 21, guess what? I got to make them grown up decisions between 21 and 24
see,
if that's what I got to do.
it's easy to say that though, because if you're a celeb, like if you on the cusp of being like a superstar athlete or something, and you taking your friends with you, once you hit that pinnacle and you know they taking you along and you're reaping the benefits, you don't want to say the wrong thing to that friend and they cut you off because you're getting to eat. So if they're looking for a yes man and you're that ride or die with it, like you can like an athlete will tell like somebody will tell you, yo, this person I have in my corner, this is my ride or die. He could keep it 100 with me. But
yes.
the other people, if you don't
That's
tell me
all.
what I want to hear, I'm gonna cast you out. You could hit the road. So it's like I understand your assessment on you should have smarter people around you or whatever, this, that, and the third. But men, we like to keep our same friends. We don't not too many times we like new faces unless it's like making business moves to buy an establishment or something like that. So when we hold the power, we're gonna flex our weight because with men, we're about status. Like, why do
Correct.
we get that? Why do we get that good looking chick? Because it make us look good. You feel like you get what I'm saying? So we're about status. So it's like when you got your friends sitting up there, they like, yo, I would tell him about this investment and everything. It's good for him, but if he snap on me and I keep trying to push it out there, yo, dude might cut me off. So you know what?
Mhm.
Let me just shut up and stay in my lane. So
Wait,
it's
well,
easy to say it, but
let let Erica. There's gonna be you're gonna have the final take
yeah,
right.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Y'all gonna be mad at me again. I get you gotta bring your friends and all of that stuff with you. I get it. I wholeheartedly do. And I'm looking at this man a lot older than 21, 22 years old. But I'm I'ma blame the league on some of this stuff too. Guess what? You got players who didn't have to take them kind of classes in school to be able to do what they do on this field. So guess what? When you sign your free agents and your first draft picks, guess what? These are things that you're gonna have to teach these players. Because if you came from an environment that didn't teach you,
There
you're
you
gonna be
go.
penniless by the end of your 3 years. Think about it. You got tons of players that came out later on in life be like, yo, I'm broke. I made all this money in my prime and I'm broke. Guess what? These are things that the Players League should be doing with these new players coming in.
Can I just say one last thing, and that's the end of it? It's not an argument against Erica.
Go
She
ahead.
she made a good point. If the NFL don't want to pay these people retirements,
Mhm.
then you should set something where when the players come into the league, you leave it the resources for them saying like, yo, we have these classes where you can learn to invest, make smart investments to make money. This way, after the game, because you got to think about after the football game, after the game. Once the game is gone, these investments should keep money rolling in where you can still continue to make money and have different streams of revenue coming in. If the players decide they don't want to take it, that's on you. We left the information there. You didn't want to capitalize it. Now you can absolve yourself of saying of the you get what I'm saying? So that's all I had to say about that. So you did make a good point about saying that, Erica. I give that to you 100%.
And guess what? The league does that. They've been doing that since 1993. The NFL retirement plan. Yes, he did say that they went in and changed the dollar amount down. They did. They reduced it because I looked at the figures. But all of the players when they come in, they are given this information. It is up to the player to read this information and do what they please. Because, like I said, retirement
Okay.
plan
Okay.
is like any job. Think about it. If I work a job for 20 years, I get to retire because I paid into my pension. It's going to be the same way with them. With not I'm not saying disability at this point, but when you get to 67 or 62 or whatever age you want to retire, the state sends you a statement once a year. It's like, hey, this is the amount of money you paid in each year. This is the amount of credits, and if you got this amount of credits at the end of this, you'll. In my case, who knows what the figure is going to look like, but it's going to be like, hey, if you retire at 58, you get $1,000 a month. If you retire, if you wait it out and you go, hey, it that money goes up every so amount of years until you retire. But yes,
Erica,
at the end of the day, that's what it is. They do get that plan.
let's switch gears real quick. We'll try to touch the comments afterwards, just because
All
it's
right.
getting a little bit later.
Okay.
All
But
right, got you.
all right, we're switching with switching topics. Let's talk about a man who switched his gender so he can get custody of his children.
Mm.
Walls, are we gonna play anything or not?
Nah, we're not gonna play anything. But if you want, I could read the article if you want.
Do that for us, please.
I bet. So let me pull it up for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm getting this information from and how Hooked on Phonics helped me out.
No,
All right, so
you're ready? Oh, okay.
yeah. Let me make it full screen. All right, so a father has legally changed his gender identification in an attempt to gain custody of his two young daughters following a bitter split from his wife. Renee Salinas Ramos, 47, is now listed as female on official documents in his native Ecuador, despite the fact he still identifies as a cisgender male in his everyday life. The desperate dad claimed he made the drastic decision due to the justice system in his country, which he said typically benefits mothers in custody cases. The father in this country, Ecuador, is punished. Ecuador is punished, and I'm only seen as a provider. What I have been looking for is to give the love and protection that a mother can give her children. Ramos alleged that his daughter currently live in an abusive environment with their mother and claimed he hasn't seen his children in more than 5 months. The law says that the one who has the rights is the woman. As of this moment, I'm a female. Now I'm also a mom. That's how I consider myself. I am very sure of my sexuality. What I have sought is that I want to be a mother so that I can give the love and protection of a mother. And that's your man holding up his identification, which says that he's a female.
Mm.
And that's a picture of him with his one of his kids. However, his actions have angered activists across the country who fought hard to have their laws changed for genuine trans citizens. The Ecuadorian Federation of the LBGTI organization released a statement denouncing Ramos' outlandish actions earlier this week. This is a man's private matter to obtain custody of his daughter. Isn't the spirit of the law. Isn't the spirit of the law. Rodriguez also told the outlet she first thought this was fake news, but now we are afraid that in the assembly things will go forward and they will start legislating against us. Meanwhile, the custody battle between the dad and his ex-wife is ongoing. Until this matter is resolved, the children have to stay with their mother, Ramos said, as reported by the Jam Press. The law is taking away our rights to be parents. Changing my official documents is proof of love. And that's pretty much what the case is.
Whew.
That's a lot to unpack, right?
It is. St. Reese said he's an evil genius.
Yes, I saw that. And I want to give a shout out to Hunter 1976. Thanks for coming through, baby girl.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget to smash that like button and definitely subscribe to Matter of Opinion and hold up, hear me out though. Let's continue.
We're going to keep it on topic with Salinas Ramos. I just want to read what he told La Voz del Tome Bamba. He said,
Got you.
He said that his decision is not against a person, it's not to harm anyone, but rather to fight against the system that has stigmatized the fact of being born a man, right? So he feels it's unjust that men are getting certain qualities. So he feels he's someone who should should be able to love his kids like a mother love their kids, right? Now I want to ask y'all, do y'all feel that's wrong that he's taking advantage of the system in order to take his children out of a dangerous situation? Whichever one of y'all can start, because
I'll go first. When it comes to the protection of children, I don't see something like that as wrong, because I can only go based on stuff that happened in America. I understand this is Ecuador, but we got, the LGBTQ community stuff that goes on here. When I see a trans that identify as a woman go into a jail and then start impregnating the women in the jail cell, is that not taking advantage in a sense?
yes,
In a way, that's, taking advantage of a system, so to speak, or things that are in place. So one can condemn that, and one can be like, yo, that's how the person identifies. So, just so happened this is how the laws work for this person. So I can't be mad at a person that's doing everything in their power, that's not killing somebody, causing bodily harm to somebody. Now, one can say, yo, this might mess it up for the LGBTQ community and bring, negative context towards us. But looking at it on the surface, to me, I don't see him causing nobody harm to anybody directly, not killing nobody, not robbing, not stealing from anybody. He's doing everything in his power to get his kids back and take them out of a dangerous environment. So I could be wrong in my assessment to somebody in the LGBTQ community, but like I said, on the surface, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Walls, let me ask you before you go, is it wrong though that he's setting a precedence where it's like, okay, if you want to get certain rights, don't fight for those rights, just change your gender, become a woman, so you can, if you hit another woman, it's okay because you identified as a woman. Is he setting a precedence by doing that or not? It's to you, Wall.
In all honesty, he probably is setting a precedence. But here's the thing: I always said this too. When I see like transgenders that identify as XYZ and they get sentenced to different prison cells, I get the double side of it. One, if they go to the not like the other sex, they might be ostracized, beat up, and the whole nine. So I get it, because they're gonna look at them as like, yo, you're foreign to us, so to speak, and people could be cruel like that. So I get it. But on the other side, You got to look at it as, although there are people who genuinely are fearing for their lives, you might get people who genuinely look at it as, yo, I don't want to go to jail with all, with this group of people. I'm weak or whatever the case may be. I may get beat up, whatever. So if I identify as XYZ, it might help me escape from the persecution I may face on this side. So I'm gonna identify as this and go there. So I always looked at it as, hey, with every rule and every law there is, anybody could set a precedence to find a loophole. Just look at our former president. This guy found a loophole to pay no taxes and was making millions. You feel me? Trump. So you're always gonna have like loopholes, unfortunately, and you're always gonna find people who's gonna want to take advantage of it. But
Oh,
in a case, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I know Erica's really she follows the rules. So when you said that, I'm like I'm so interested in hearing how she feels about that.
You ready for
tell
me?
us, tell us, please.
So, going down the rules, I looked it up in Spanish. The problem that I have is the way that Ecuador's rule is. When you get married in Ecuador, guess who is the primary custodian person?
The mother or
It's
wife?
actually the father. All of the decisions are the father. So when you get married, guess what? If you're a married woman and you're trying to travel with your child, you can't travel with that child if you don't have written consent from the father. I did not know that at first. So this makes sense in people of divorce. When you get a divorce in Ecuador, the problem is there's no custody agreement until the judge finalizes it. So because there's no custody agreement until it's finalized, it automatically goes to the mother. Because if they're telling me, hey, the father makes all the decisions, then guess what? He's the one usually out there going to go make the money.
True.
So he's usually not the one in the household with the kid. So I feel like a lot of times in those cases, mother can drag that case out for years because she's going to have custody until the court makes the decision. And guess what? A lot of times, like they went in and changed some of the rules up recently, but a lot of times you're right. It was in favor of, guess what, you the man, and when y'all was married, you had all the control. When you got that divorce or you started the divorce proceedings, you lost all of the control. So the mom became because in other countries, custodian parent means something else. So custodian parent in Ecuador means the person that's doing the day-to-day stuff, gonna go get that baby a bath, gonna go take that kid to school, all of that kind of stuff. So you want the guy to still maintain the monetary aspect of it, but if the mother is the one in the wrong, that's not fair. And if the mother is the one who ultimately gets the kid, regardless of the circumstance in the beginning, you get the kid until you finalize the agreement. The man got screwed over to begin with.
Here's one thing I will say about that, because a lot of people could look at it as, oh, well, the man had the power or whatever, so now it's a role switch. The problem I have with that is, at any time, if the woman feel that she's not happy with whatever the man is doing with the way he's guiding, she could file for divorce and nip it in the bud. Once it goes into she have control, she could keep that going from infinity into infinity and beyond,
Mm-hmm.
and this man will never see his kids. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, on one hand, you have the power, but you could put an end to that power. On this hand, as if she drag her foot, there's no putting the end to that power. So it's still
Fair.
unfair and lopsided.
Good point. Good
So
point.
the man is doing what he got to do.
So do I feel like he just I don't feel like he's wrong. If that's what look, people self-identify all the time. So I don't see that he's being wrong. I felt that he might have went the appropriate channels, and because the appropriate channels, I haven't seen my kid in over 5 months. I'm gonna have to shake it up. And if
I
this
will
is the
say that
only way that I can shake it up, then maybe on paper I do need to be LGBTQ, so I could substantially put in a claim going, hey, well, I'm no longer their dad, I'm their mom. So if I'm their mom, guess
But
what?
thi-
Now we both could fight for claim of who could get the kids now.
this
Fair.
is where he's wrong, though. This is where he's wrong. And now that as we're having this conversation, like I said, I can have a thought one way, and as our conversation go, it switch. This is where he's wrong, and this is where I see he can put a hurting to the LGBTQ community. On documents, he's saying I'm a woman, right? But in his everyday life, he's going based on as a man. The precedence that sends is it will make people look at it as people who are transgender and actually believe I was born a man, and hey, God made a mistake, or whatever it is they think of, they're like, I should have been a woman, and they wholeheartedly think they're a woman. The everyday common person is now going to think you're just doing it because of XYZ. You really
Yeah.
don't think that you're a woman. You really don't think that you're a man. So he's wrong for doing that. If you're going to go that route, then be wholehearted and identify as a woman in your public life as well. So
Wait, but
he's
Walls,
wrong for
even if that will take your children out of danger, you're still wrong for it, or
it will because at the end of the day, you're being selfish. I understand it's taking the child out of the thing. If you want to be the hero of it, showing that you're a good parent would be in your everyday life, you're sticking to your gun saying, I am a woman. That's the real sacrifice. But if you're just putting it on paper just to
I dig
look
it.
good, but in your everyday life, you're living a lie.
Well,
You're
and
saying
that's
they're dumb. Yes.
well,
So
and
he
that's
was
what I was
wrong.
gonna say
He's wrong.
too.
He's
He's
wrong.
wrong if he's not. But guess what? I don't know what this man is doing. He never publicly said, "Hey." He said, "Yeah, I might be a woman," but he never said I'm in another relationship with somebody else. I'm just going through a divorce. So realistically, he could identify himself as that. Then that means your whole lifestyle has to change too.
But
And
he said no. He said he's not. He doesn't identify as that. He just want to put
okay,
it on writing.
well
Mhm.
then yeah, that's the problem. But the other flip side is it's like maybe Ecuador needs to change their welfare for children's laws.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Because I think I might have respected him a lot more if he challenged the laws that are in place to get them changed.
But there's been stories we've covered where the children they needed to be out that home immediately,
Correct.
like no time wasted.
I get that. I don't ever want to have a child in danger. I don't. But the issue is you found a loophole for the system, but they're still lying. And guess what? If you go to court and they ask you the question, hey, you self-identify as a woman, but you don't act as a woman in any other form of your life, that's lying.
That's fair.
So now I can hold you in contempt of court.
Let me ask this question, right? Because we're looking at it as, yo, he is being selfish. He's not identifying as a woman in his everyday life, right? So he's
Mhm.
basically taking a selfish act to basically protect his child. Let me ask you guys this. If you could stop homelessness, you could stop disease, you could stop poverty, all these things that basically is messing up society, the human race, all of that, disease, poverty, money, all of that. If you could wipe that out where everybody can live prosperous, but what you had to do was kill an infant, could you do it?
I don't have how kill them how. Kill them
Like
how.
you take their life, you just
No,
smother
but
them,
how?
however
I'm
you,
not-
however
Yes,
you
I-
want to do it. You take the baby out. It doesn't matter how you do it. You decide how to take the baby out. If you kill that baby, that will stop everybody will be prosperous. It'll be like the way God intended with Adam and Eve, how it was like, yo, the land is yours and everything like that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
It would be
if
selfish not to do it though, because if you don't press that, you're literally allowing every terrible thing to happen. But if you press it, you're going to be hurt because you just took that child's body.
there's no win. To be
but
honest, there's
one
no win
life
in
for
that
the life of
circumstance at all.
millions and billions.
That's why it's
It's
selfish.
it's
You have
it's
to,
still
though.
no win. You got to think about that. There is no win in that argument because you will always have one person going, "Hey, the life of that infant could have changed everything," 2. So that question is
That's
a
fair.
no-win answer. It's
That-
unfair.
That's fair. But like he said, Thanos.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, pull the
Say
Thanos.
reset. Come on,
You pulled the
Walls.
Thanos on that one. You pulled the Thanos on that one.
But that's a tough decision though. Think about it. Like that's if you could do it and nobody would know you're the one that did it. Like, come on. That's something to really think about. Like for me, like June said, I think it would be selfish for me not to do it. Like I'm sorry. Like, yo, I'm going to hell. I don't know. Like, yo, but I'm sorry. I feel like for the greater good. What's that?
See, but that's the thing though. But that's like pushing a red button sometimes. It's like, yo, you want to push it, but it's like, yo, you can't. You can't go. You can't be nuclear. You can't.
A million kids are getting kidnapped, trafficked, killed, and all of this, and we could get rid of all of that by one life? Like, come on. Come on.
I know, right?
That's hard. It's hard. The mommy and me like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Got you. All right, we could switch. Well, moderators, we switching gears.
Off to your next topic. What's the next?
All right. Yo, I'm loving this too, though. I'm loving this. I know, like, we was looking at an hour and a half, but I'm like, yo, it is what it is right now. So it is what it is.
But this is our last topic. So
yes, it is.
Now, this was an interesting one. I want to know, do you want to play the little clip or no?
Yes. I'll play
it first before I even say anything, please.
All right. Got you.
And now, do they know the question is, should cell phones be off limits during a date?
Got you. All right. Check it out, everybody.
Going on a date with you, you also got to go on a date with Apple.
I'm looking at the menu.
Cap, she set it up prior to the video because she knew I was going up. Take her out.
All right, there we go. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the end of it. I'm sorry. He was still talking. My bad.
She set it up prior to the video because she knew I was going up. Take her out. She come with him though.
There you go. And for those who don't know, that was Cardi B, and I forgot what her dude's name is again.
Offset.
Yeah, Offset. Yeah, Offset. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was Cardi B. Yeah.
Wait,
that was
when they were
Cardi B.
dated or recent?
This is recent. They was out on a date, and he pulled up the video like, "Yo, cell phones should be allowed while dating, or like going out on a date."
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And that's when she was like, "Yo, I'm pulling up the menu and stuff like that." So yeah, that was Cardi B.
I want to start off.
Yeah, let's keep
Wait,
it simple.
you can't start off because you don't know what the moderator.
Oh, I don't even know what the question is.
No.
Exactly.
No. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it the way the question is set up.
Okay.
Erica, want to start? Do you allow?
Go ahead.
Nice.
I don't think cell phones should be on date night. I don't think so. Okay. You want me to tell you why, or is it just a yes or a no?
Well, you want me to give what I think on it first?
Well, how do you feel first? Say what you feel. Like give your yes or no first, and then Erica, you jump right into it.
I feel it could be. I feel the cell phone could be.
Could be what?
Could be allowed on a date.
And Erica, you think different?
Yes. So
Explain
I'm
it.
not saying not to have the cell phone in general, but I do feel like if we're taking the time to go out on a date, I feel like you need to be engaged. I feel like we need to have back and forth dialogue. We need to talk. This is something that we don't do, especially if it's for a couple that don't do it that often. I'm not saying that I should have your undivided attention. So if your phone rings and it's, hey, something's happened with the kids, no, I'm gonna tell you to answer your phone. But do I want your phone sitting out the whole entire time while we having a date? No, I don't want you to have to take 4,000 pictures of my meal that came in and my drink. I want to be in the moment. I want us to talk. I want us to vibe. I want us to chill. I don't need the phone to be sitting here. Now, in her case, all right, fine. If you saying you pulling up the menu, I might give you that. But then you put the phone down. You pull up the menu, you put it back in your pocketbook, you put it back on the side of you, you do what you do. Now, and I'm just being me. I know I have a fault. I might go out if I don't think this is a special to do and it's just a random old we done went to Applebee's dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna take my phone out because it's just a random old night. But if I done got dressed to the nines, I'm going to a place that got an atmosphere and some music. I want to enjoy this. This is our time without the kids. Can I get my time? Because think about it. People don't do it that often. So if you don't do it that often, why we can't be immersed in the experience of that restaurant or be engrossed in each other? How about we talking about stuff that we don't normally just randomly talk about? Maybe I want to be lovey-dovey. Maybe I don't want to sit across the table from you. Maybe I want to sit right on top. You never know. It could be a whole vibe. We sharing a booth and we sitting next to each other. Like, you gonna whisper sweet nothings in my ear? Because guess what? If the phone is there and you're in your phone, you'd have missed all of that. It's basically, all right, we wait for the food, play on my phone, play a game, look at a text message, doing like
Well, she's not
you're
lying.
not doing it.
She's not.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I don't care if it's first dating or whatever the case may be. If and when I say like playing with their phone, if they're like strictly on social media and looking for approval from the opposite sex and stuff like that, then yes, wholeheartedly, no phone. Basically, I'm supposed to be entertaining you, so to speak. So why are you looking for approval? Like, I'm giving you the approval of, yo, babe, you fine, this, that, and the third. Why are you seeking outside approval? So that I understand. But if you're a person that games on your phone and stuff like that or whatever, yada yada, I have no problem with it, so to speak, because at the end of the day, if that's what that person does, right? And you're putting up a front when you're initially meeting them, oh, I'm not going to use my phone, this, that, and the third. You're setting what's the called?
False pretense.
I'm trying to think of the term, but it's like you're setting yourself up for failure because you're doing that's like a preconceived notion, so to speak. You're leading this person on thinking, yeah, I put my phone down, I'm just standing the third, blah, blah, blah. Like you're living a lie. But good and well, once you get comfortable and everything sets in, whatever, you're gonna be on your phone playing the game whenever y'all have downtime. I understand Erica's part where it's like, oh, we need to communicate this, that, and the third. But when we're not around each other, the whole thing, we're communicating the whole time. If I'm at work, you call me, we're communicating, whatever. If we're not spending time, we're communicating, talking, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I understand, like, yo, if we're sitting down having a serious conversation and stuff like that, yo, I'm gonna put the phone down and that's that. That's the end of it, whatever. But if we just sitting up here bugging out, talking about nonsense, whatever, I could be on my phone playing my game while we talking about nonsense, just shooting the crap or whatever. Now, do I know when to put my phone down? Yes, I do know when to put my phone down or whatever. But just to tell somebody straight up, like, yo, you can't use your phone like while we're out on a date, whatever, this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah. Because I know me, I'm a person, I play my games on my phone and stuff like this too, and yada yada. But with that being said, I'll just say this. With that being said, that person do gotta know when to put the phone down. If it's just always attached to you and you never put it down whatsoever and you don't know how to put it down, then yes, that's a problem. But if you have that respect where it's like, yo, I need to talk to you about this something or this, that, and the third, I want this night to be just us, and you put the phone down and stuff, yeah, I could understand that. You gotta be able to have that balance.
But let me ask, what's wrong with, let's say it's first date, right? And we're at McDonald's or whatever it is that they're saying, right? And she's on her phone, but it's a date. No, she's not on her phone, but she's someone who's normally on her phone. What's wrong with just letting her know? I like dating women who don't be on their phone all the time. Like, I like what you're doing right now. Wouldn't that help her understand, like, yo, stay off your phone? I don't want to be out with you and you're always on your phone. Or do you think that'd be too offensive to like put out there on first date?
No,
Can I interject and then you go? Because you took the floor last time. So
Go ahead.
if you're a person that don't like a person being on the phone, you need to tell that person up front, like, yo, this is a deal breaker for me. It don't work. Yada yada. The reason why is because that person being on that phone, that could be their breadwinner, that could be their source of income, that could be whatever the case may be. So if that person knows I need my phone to conduct business all the time and all of that, then you two should know you're not compatible.
Fair.
Nip it in the butt right there. Because you're now setting yourself up for failure. So I think those are things that need to be established before you even go on the date. These are things that need to be established. So if I know I'm not a person that be on social media like looking for approval and stuff like that, but you like, oh, I game on my phone and stuff like that, I'm gonna be like, oh, if you gaming on your phone, I do the same thing. I'm good. But as far as that social media, taking pictures, posting, and oh, I'm this, and I don't need that. So if you establish that from the beginning and before you even go on a date and the person is like, oh, I need my phone, to be like, I bet I'm gonna fall back. So I think that definitely should be established, because you don't know if that's what's dear to that person. And if it's dear to that person, they may hide it for now, but it's going to show its true colors eventually. And now you already fell in love with the person and all of this stuff like that. And it's like, dang, man, I don't want to leave. Technically, you should leave because that's a deal breaker for you. But we know with feelings, it make people do the darnest things.
Fair.
I was gonna say something similar. You have to establish that, because you have different types of people, but there's usually one or the other. You either have the person that wants to post their whole life, and then you have the person who doesn't post anything.
That's me.
You can't be in a relationship that thrives if one hates being posted online and the other one constantly does it. So it's either y'all talk and the one person is going to have to compromise for that one, or vice versa. There's no in between, because guess what? That is going to be the dividing factor every time. If you know I am not a person that wants 5,000 pictures of my food taken. Now my food is cold and I gotta wait for you to post everything first. That's the problem. So if you know you categorically, when you're in those beginning dating stages, you gotta have those conversations. Because guess what? When you get married and you start having them date nights, that'll be a problem.
But what about this though? What if that is what's enticing to that person for them to be on their phone, and it's just they just like to take pictures and do all this stuff, right? And you just be like, I don't like this, but this is a good person or whatever. Because I've seen it where you like, I don't like being on the internet, but this is a good person. And then a couple months down the line or a year down the line, you see them jokers posting together. And now all of a sudden you see what I'm saying? So when does the sacrifice come in, where it's like, okay, I understand that this is how this person is. So let them do their thing and let me see like if it can be work and I find a happy medium.
I just want to say, if you're willing to accept the worst version of that thing you don't like this person's always on their phone, and it's like, you know what? It's a sacrifice. If you're willing to accept that, I think, yeah, carry on. But if you're not, you just seen a red flag and you said, you know what? I'm going to be dumb today. I think that's what it is. You shouldn't look past the red flag if you won't stay with her or him through the worst.
I'm not talking about a red flag where it's like you saw her or him on Instagram, like getting a kiss from somebody or partying. I'm just talking about regular, because I know this is anecdotal, but I literally know a person who stayed off social media, does not like social media. They got with a chick that loved posting on social media. Now they married and they taking pictures out the wazoo on social media. Your man is all in her comment sections, the whole nine. And I'm like, when the heck was you? You never was on social media.
But you gotta remember,
it's kind of lit. It's fun. So it's like, so that's what I'm saying. You never know when you get what I'm saying. Since you don't be in that world, but if it's like if you're into video games, right, and the chick you're with is like, man, I don't want this dude playing video games, but she actually take the time to be like, let me see why he's so into this. And then she start liking playing video games to you, and it's like, yo, tonight I'm gonna bust your ass in Madden. Go get our drinks ready, and you gonna take this L. You're now ingratiated in their world.
But you have to think about it though.
Okay.
People change and they adapt to what's around them. So it may not have been, hey, this is a red flag and I'm cutting it out. It's if you got a person that you're really vibing and you're dating, you're supposed to evolve. You might like some stuff. He might like some stuff. We might like some stuff together. Like, if that's how that relationship is going, I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying you're supposed to do everything with your spouse, but you should take on some of their interests or at least see what it's about. If you see what it's about and it ain't really that bad, then guess what? That's something y'all could do together. And it happens all the time because, perfect. It's what you could tolerate, because guess what? In the beginning, you have the beginning people go, this is my checklist and this is it. You either take it or leave it. But if you got somebody that's open and want to be in a relationship, it's not always this is what I'm taking and this is it. It's this is what it is. This is what we coming together to do. And then we going to see if we can adapt. If we can adapt, fine. Because guess what? Vice versa. Somebody going to have to adapt, because guess what? I might cook one way. You might eat another way. Guess what? If I'm doing all the cooking, you're going to be eating how I cook. One or the other. Either I'm going to change the way I cook or you're going to change the way you eat. So it's the same thing about the phones and on dates. Certain dates, do I think you shouldn't have a phone? Of course. But I also feel like everybody in this day and age are attached to their phones in one way, shape, or form or another. So if you're attached to your phone, you got to be okay with your partner knowing, hey, this is why I'm attached to my phone. I'm attached to my phone because we got to sit here for the next 22 minutes waiting on food. Because we got to sit here. Are you going to talk to me for these next 22 minutes? No? Then guess what? I'm about to be jeweling and diner dash it up. Or maybe that's not your outlet. Maybe your outlet is, hey, let me see what the new trending topics is right now. Let me see what celebrity news is going on. Because guess what? People are on social media for different reasons. They might not be on social media to get the likes while I'm at the restaurant. They might genuinely want to see what's going on on media takeout or something like that. Or guess what? I might be sitting there watching TV on my phone. The food, babe, look, I found me a new show and we about to sit here and watch this. You don't know what that phone
while on a date.
Yeah, well, it depends on who I'm on a date with. If I'm on a date with my spouse, you already know my phone gonna be out.
I don't mean going out to eat. Like where we're just going out.
Oh, you're talking like a date? Then no.
Maybe y'all going out to eat, but it's planned. Like, yo, we're going.
If it's planned, then no. Like, yeah. If it's a planned date, I do feel like the phone could be down a little bit. I'm not gonna hem on you like, oh my God, you're playing your game. This is what you're. No, I'm not going to do that. But I do want to make sure that you're engaged and you paying attention. And if my shrimp got 4 heads on it, I'm like, oh, look, babe, it got the shell still on it with the whisker. You should be looking at me acting a fool, looking at this shrimp with these whiskers still on. Like, I need you to pay attention to me. I don't want to just be going on a date, and we could have did that at home. I could have ordered food and we could have did that at the house. I got dressed. I got my hair done. I put on shoes. For this. You better be giving me all of the glory with me putting on these shoes to go to this place. And I got this babysitter that I had to make sure that it was going to take care of all of these kids. Nah, I don't want your phone out there. I want all the attention. I want to be the attention person.
My thought, my takeaway so far of this evening is it just hit 2003 and my good buddy Vic called me the simp of the year. And it just hit 2023.
I meant you said 2003. I had to throw that out there. You said 2003. You rolled it back 20 years?
No.
when it first sounded like you
yeah.
said
Nah,
2003. I'm like,
2023.
did you say?
It's like, yo, the year is over. While you win the Simp Award of the year, everybody else, like, no matter what you do, you can't top my boy.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say though?
Huh?
Vic, what is it that he said?
Yeah, Vic, could you elaborate what exactly that I said that, made you say Kevin Samuels is turning over in his grave?
When I say that, yo, I couldn't stop.
Yo, I was cracking up. And I know Erica was looking at him like, what are these jokers laughing about?
I was.
Yeah, that's what we was laughing about. All right, so before, I guess, we're gonna allow whoever want to call in and say their piece for anything that happened throughout, like anything we discussed during this evening. We'll drop the link in the comment section, and if you want to call in and say your piece and have a little dialogue, then we'll have that dialogue. If nobody calls in or anything like that, then we'll wrap this up. This was definitely a fun live and everything like that. So June as the moderator.
I
Oh,
enjoyed
okay. He
that.
said talking about going on dates and being on the phone, but okay. I got you. But yeah, narrate. I said narrator. Wow. June, the floor is yours. You lead the direction on where you want to go with it. If we wrapping it up, or if you got any questions that you wanted to ask, or whatever.
What we were doing was we was just trying to sit and see if anyone would call. If not, we would end up wrapping it up. Unless y'all had anything to touch on the Damar Hamlin, the Dana White, the father changing. If y'all had anything to speak on, it'd be right now.
Hey,
Okay.
Rex Rule just sent a message. He said,
Yeah.
when you going to talk about what we discussed yesterday? What he talking about?
Okay. The conversation that me and Rex Wu had, the Andrew Tate thing. I could touch on that real quick. I wanna, and you know what? When I touch on that, right, I'm going to, I know I'm gonna chop this video up and make it a standard video, like a standalone video, but I want to show you guys something as far as the Andrew Tate thing or whatever. But yeah, what me and Rex spoke about. Sorry, I'm multitasking here because I'm trying to email myself this link so that we could get into this Andrew Tate thing. But what me and Rex was talking about was, I'm not going to get into the details of what sparked the conversation and everything like that, but he called me up and made a very good distinction. A lot of women, and this is where I said like me and Erica having this conversation wouldn't really mesh because Erica doesn't fit that bill. She falls under the bill of like what the guys typically like to do. It's that women are addicted to social media for the attention and everything like that, like how men are addicted to video games. You know how women will be on social media and stuff like this, doing the pictures of food, all that stuff like that. And it's like, men, we're like, we don't care about that stuff. Why are you always on social media? Why do you need that attention? A woman could take a picture, and if she don't get over a certain amount of likes, that's personal to her. That's like, you know what I mean? That's like a stab in the heart or something. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we take a picture, we get one like, we like, okay, whatever, keep it moving. Women are experts with selfies. What woman do you know take a selfie on the internet and the picture is bad or off or whatever? Us, we take a selfie, we like, I wouldn't date this. I wouldn't date you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it is for us dudes. You feel me? So, we would be like, why are you into this? But that's what women want. They like attention. They like that type of stuff. They like the gratification and all of that self-gratification. Whereas men, we like the video games because I look at it as us men, we're problem solvers. When a woman comes to us and being like, they just want to vent, what do? We try and solve the problem. And it's like, yo, I wasn't trying to have you to solve the problem. I just wanted you to listen. Men are natural problem solvers. Not to say that women aren't problem solvers. It's just, it's built in men to be problem solvers when problems arrive. Because that's what we've been going through as men growing up. You feel me? So when we play video games with the challenges and stuff like that, we're looking to solve problems. We're looking to get to that next level because it's challenging. That's just how men operate. And women will be like, why do you spend your time playing that game? Like, and for us, it's like that mental, like basically trying to solve a problem, so to speak. It keeps our mind going, mind thinking, and everything like that. And Jay Hunter make a good point. Not all. That is true. It is not all, but I'm talking like in a general census. You mainly see women are the ones who look for self gratification and stuff on social media and all like stuff like that. And on average, you see it's men that are into video games heavy.
Walls. Is it because
What
they
is your
get?
take on that? Huh?
Wait, I wanted to ask, is it because they get the attention though? Because with us, we're not gonna sit there just liking guys' pictures like that. And I don't think women are gonna do the same for us the way we do for them. So is it because we don't get the same attention they get that we just don't post like that? If I was to get 3,000 likes off of a picture I took in my clothes, would that make me feel like, hey, I should start doing this? This felt good. Like, would that make?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think.
So
Go
so
ahead.
I'm a chime in. Okay. So yes, I'm not the posting person, but I have friends that do it. So what I'm starting to notice when, just in conversation with people, my friends that go online, it's more of a way for them to escape reality. Because think about it. I have friends that'll sit there, they'll watch every show that come on VH1, MTV, like they got their whole weekend lineup. Every day from 6 to 10 o'clock at night, they got these shows that they got to keep on. They got to see what's going on. And then they'll go from watching those shows to going online and looking at the post that's going on with them or hearting it. And a lot of times people aren't responding back. So it's a few different things. You either have people that just the things, it makes them feel attached to the celebrities because they're going online and then they're seeing them and then they're seeing the posts with them and the kids and then you're seeing them with their extravagant cars. So it's like, hey, I'm vicariously living their life with them, even though I don't know this person. So you have some people that use social media that way. You also have, and I'm gonna call it out there, you got the person that's the attention whore. Think about it. Before social media was a thing, what did somebody have to do to get attention? You had to dress really good and you had to go to a club. You had to go to the mall for people to look at your outfit. When we were younger, you had to get on the bus. Now you stunting on the bus to get to school so you could stunt. Well, when you become an adult, you don't have 400 to 600 kids in a school no more that's going to go look at your outfit. If you don't have to go into work anymore where you got 300, 400 people at a job that's going may or may not see your outfit, what's the next best thing? You take your picture, you put it online. Unfortunately, it's going to go one way or two ways. If you got 5 million viewers, maybe 5 to 10% of them people going to click the like button on that post every time you post it, because guess what? In their mind, we friends. These are the people that I'm trying to impress with my outfit. This is why I'm spending that kind of money to get the attention. Or you got the other aspects. I'm living my life on Facebook. I ain't seen these 1,000 people in 30 years. But guess what? Out of the 1,000, 100 of them might like this picture. If I put these shoes on with this expensive dress, they might like it. Guess what? I might not get. I get no attention with that dress on. All right, let me try it again. Let me make it look a little. So that's the thing, though. If you don't get the, I want the attention on a big scale, you do it on social media now because it eliminates you having to go out in public now. It eliminates you having to talk to the people that's at your job. It eliminates you having to talk to random strangers when you out, because people don't randomly just walk up to people that often be like, yo, your outfit would put really good together. That's really, really cute on you. People don't really do that no more. They don't. But you go to social media for people to give you that validation.
And that's the difference, though, because a lot of men, men don't really operate that way, because it's like with men, if they're online on like that, they're like, if they're online and they're seeking for attention or anything in that form, it's more so they're hunting that good.
That's true.
That's what it comes down to. And if it's not happening, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm off social media right now. You get what I'm saying? So unless you're looking to network or you're promoting a brand or doing something like that, a guy doesn't take the time to do like to really do that, whatever, because we know, like, men know they gotta earn their sexual market value, and men know um you granted you have more women, but you will have a lot more thirsty men on social media trying to holler at 1,000 chicks as opposed to thirsty women trying to holler at 1,000 dudes. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the way I look at it. I could be wrong, but that's the way I'm looking at it. June, what's your assessment on it? Because I know you always like be breaking stuff down, brother.
No. I'm agreeing with you because we debate this here and there. I
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
I just think if you have a rich woman like with a lot of money, I think she is going to give it up to the guys who aren't really worth it. But I think if you have
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
but no, but also we say a guy with a lot of money, he will marry or date or whatever a woman working at McDonald's. That I agree, but I don't think he would just mess with someone who he doesn't find attractive if he has a lot of money. He would need her to look a certain way if he has a lot of money because he has so many people beating down on his door. Yeah, the women they have it also, but I feel with women sleeping with students and stuff. No, not saying they're the only ones that do it, but with them doing them things, I feel like they're more thirsty than us. No offense. I just feel women are more thirsty than us because they got to be discreet with it. So since they have to be discreet, it's like I'll take what comes to me. If it comes, I'm taking it. And it's like that's sad.
Yeah,
But you know
look,
what? That's realistically what happens with women, though. A lot of times we're not the ones pursuing. So because we're not the ones pursuing, it's if you're somebody that always gets the attention, then you're like, okay, fine, you got the pick of the litter. But if you're one of the, and I don't like saying like people one way or another, but if you know you're not a itty bitty skinny and you live in an area where the itty bitty skinny is the dynamic of the women that get the play, then you all, as a woman, it's like, okay, well, I need to figure out how am I going to get play. If you're not on the internet searching, then, and you're not going to the bar searching, where are you really getting play from? Maybe one person may talk to me at the supermarket once in a blue, maybe at a Walmart or a
Mhm.
Target, but I have to accept what I can get. And because I have to do that, then yes, I'm giving that person all the play in the world because I'm not the one going out there doing it. Now, on the flip side, it's like you can't be mad at a woman because they even the playing field with being online. I'm mad at that topic. Instagram a dating app.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
It
gonna
might
ask
be.
that. Do y'all think?
I don't
I was
know.
gonna ask that. Do
I'm
y'all think it's a
like,
dating
I don't
app?
date. So because
Yeah.
I don't date, I don't know what I don't know. My Instagram, y'all be like,
Yeah.
her Instagram show her food. This what she looking at? She looking at food recipes.
I will say this. I think because I guess this is the best way I could answer this for Rex is Instagram basically is the pioneer to people saying, yo, get in my DMs. Like they basically pioneered the term DMs. And you always hear people talking about, yo, I got 1,000 dudes in my DMs, or I got mad chicks in my DMs, or whatever. So I do believe it is a dating app, but it all depends also like what kind of like what type of people you follow and stuff like that. Because on my Instagram, we do YouTube and content creation. So my Instagram and my social media is literally built on promoting content. That's what it's built on. So I'm probably oblivious to the dating aspect, but then when I listen to people talking, it's like, yo, get in my DMs, this, that, and the third. You see people sitting up there promoting their OnlyFans and all of this stuff like that. Yo, you see chicks showing their buns, this, that, and the third, like stuff like that. So yes, I could agree with you that yes, it is a dating app. And before I pass the floor to y'all, I just gotta shout out Danielle Stern, who said, "I feel attacked by this topic." Nah, we not trying to attack anybody. We just like, yo, it is what it is. On the aspect of women who like women are addicted to social media just like how guys are addicted to video games. A woman will never understand why a guy is addicted to a video game, just like men will not understand why some women are addicted to social media. So that was why we was having that diatribe. We didn't want to, make you feel like you was attacked. So we apologize.
And look,
for
and
that.
I ain't attacking for social media because I'm addicted to video games. I've been addicted to video games as long as a video game's been in existence.
Facts.
So
Wait, I just
unfortunately,
Go ahead.
that's me.
Go ahead, June.
I'm that video game.
let me just ask one thing. Could it be could the women be addicted to social media? Just asking because we neglect certain things. I know, Walls, I know how you feel about us having to tell them how they look and this and that, like you're beautiful, baby, and blah blah blah. I feel that way too. But with us feeling that way, like you don't need to hear, you're beautiful. Does that make them feel like, you know what, since I'm not hearing it and I need it?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree. Some people do that.
Because here's the thing. Although you can accept not hearing those things and it's not a deal breaker, for a lot of people, it's still nice to hear. Like it's kind of like let's just say like this, right? This is not the case that's happening, whatever, but let's just say the case like this or whatever, right? Us doing content creation, right? We get all the that video was dope, the editing was nice from other people. But the person that you rocks with, your significant other, they don't give you that. And it's like, well, damn, like I'm getting this from everybody else and I'm not getting this from my ride or die or whatever. Like, you're going to start looking to go like to get that gratification for your accomplishments. So I get it. So that's a good point that you said, June. I honestly think that could be a focal point because we take stuff for neglect. I'm the type, I'm like, man, you look good, whatever. I don't got to really compliment you. Of here and there, it'll be compliments and stuff. But if that's important to that person, but it's not a deal breaker, they're not getting it from you. Yeah, they will seek outside. Not to cheat on you or nothing, but just to hear that, yo, you beautiful. I like that outfit. Stuff like that. Like, yo, you ever went out with your lady, whatever, and when you go out with your lady, you run into like your boy or something, and your boy is like, yo, damn, such and such, your hair look rocking, and you sitting up there like, damn, yo, they're making me look bad. I could have said that, So it's like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it start making you looking at yourself like, yo, like, I'm a piece of crap here, So
yes, that happens all the time, man. It's because we just don't think about it, to be real.
Yes.
But you know what? But it goes both ways, though. You have to think about it. If you're with that person 24/7, I'm with you because obviously there was a spark, there was something. But it's like you just have some people. Because think about it. If I post not me particular, but if somebody posts a picture that's half naked online, you posting it for a reason. You trying to see how many people going to like, going to share, or potentially comment. That's what you're looking for. If you wasn't looking for that, guess what? You would have took the same picture and would have stayed in your phone, and it wouldn't have even went nowhere. It just been like, yo, I think this is real cute today. Let me snap this picture, and I go back 2 years later and look at my phone.
But Erica, what Rex Wu said, one person saying you're beautiful or 2,000 people saying you're beautiful, like that does not even compare, I don't think.
But the problem is the 2,000 people that saying you're beautiful, do you know them? And I think that's the problem.
Yes. But you know what, though?
You don't know these people.
But here's the thing, though. I think that's beneficial to women that they don't know them because it's like there could be no harm, no foul.
Okay.
Because I'm getting this compliment from people who I have no contact with and nothing will come of it. So I think it's the innocence, the dynamic of it.
Even if they comment and like the picture, I might not answer the DMs. So if I get the DMs and I don't answer them, what am I doing wrong?
And I think
I'm not doing
and I
anything
think that's a
wrong.
big misconception. I think when you see people who be on social media and they look for that attention, we automatically think, oh, they hollering at people on their DMs. But I think a lot of these women that are looking for the gratification and they have a significant other, they're really not checking the DMs. They're doing it just for that self to feel like, yo, I
You
still
know
got
what?
it. I still got
Look
it.
at Rex's comment. I like exactly what he just said, because guess what? That's the same way people
Yes.
get that feeling from chocolate. They get it
Yes.
from their phones.
Yes.
So it's been demonstrated that receiving notifications releases endorphins and dopamine in your brain. It's the same thing. So guess what? You got people that get that feeling from the phone. You got same people get that feeling from shopping.
Yeah.
People get that feeling from eating chocolate.
Yeah.
So it may be harmless to somebody, but if that's the release that it's giving me, and think about it, if that's the release that you're getting, but you're not cheating, you're not talking to the other people on it. If you commenting underneath it, be like, yo, it's cute. Where'd you get that from? If I'm commenting like that means it's no harm, no foul.
Fact.
Now, if you doing it and I'm commenting, yo, you want to take me on a date?
Yeah.
That's something completely different.
Got you.
Yeah. Your phone's broke.
Got you.
At that point.
Yeah.
Danielle definitely is like, yo, I can't put my phone down. Like, like that's my life. Oh my God, whatever. All right. So Danielle, here's a question for you. Which one would you rather give up? Sex for a month or your phone for a month? Which one are you willing to give up?
Is she give up?
I'm intrigued to know what her answer would be.
Well, me too now. That's exactly.
Dot. Yo, is that admittance? Is that admittance? Like
She said, I don't know. She said, I can't answer that question. I can't answer that one.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hunter said, this girl here hates social media. I use it because it went hand in hand with business. Yep. A lot of people use it for business. It's real talk.
I'm with
for
you, Hunter.
personal use, if you look at my post, you would think I'm boring. Yeah. And I could attest to that. Yeah. That's how Hunter moved. I could attest to that. So yeah, you do get a lot of people like that.
That was me, but I think for me it was different. I remember when Facebook was for college students only.
I remember that.
I can remember going back to Facebook looking like, I really posted all of this when I was in college. Somebody could have came and took me. You had the school that I went to, my dorm number, my telephone number in the dorm. You had but you got to remember, it was only for college kids, and it was only the people that I friended from school who had that information at that time.
Gotcha.
When Facebook changed from that, I knew the internet for me. Like, I'm not saying I don't use it, but I knew posting everything like that. When I saw that information years later, I knew I had to move a little differently.
Gotcha.
Because think about it, it was new when I first started college. So I didn't realize that information was still going to be there 10 years later, 15 years later.
You know what they say?
I didn't know.
On the internet,
I thought when I took it down, it was down, not realizing there was never any coming down.
Oh yeah, all it takes is a screenshot and you're done. Like,
and I think that's the other thing too. Like, people have to pay attention to the dangers of it too. So you have to be responsible with it. So yes, you might post your pictures all the time, but guess what else? Now you didn't give people potential pictures to be able to catfish the next person. Or you gave people so much information that your house then got robbed when you were on vacation because you posted, I'm going on vacation from January 9th to January 22nd.
Listen to worse. They know where your kids are going to school. They see how cute your kids are looking, and they're thinking, I can take this kid and make $100,000 if I sell it to this person over there that traffic kids. People don't even understand that.
But that's why I use the internet but I have to be a smart internet user.
Responsible.
Because those are all things when people first started using the internet weren't worried about. Now it's like, hey, it's everywhere. Do you know how many times people pages get hacked? Or you to friend somebody thinking this a real person that you know, and it's a scam account because somebody stole all of the information because they're looking going, oh, so you posted you went to this high school and you went to this college, so you might know this particular person. And sometimes you do. In real life, you'd be like, yo, I remember so-and-so back when I was in school. You thinking, hey, let me send a message. And then now it's, hey, did you get my scam thing? Because think of it, it'd be like, reset this. Oh, what's your telephone number? Let me hit you up now.
Here's the thing with social media is I see a lot of people now like that I grew up with on social media, and they post now. Granted, I get it. People can change. But I see a lot of people who post on social media that I knew back in the day. And what they're posting on social media is nothing like the person you was at that time. Now I get it. People change, and they can like their whole personality and swag can change and everything like that. But it's like, really? Like, why you stunting? I look at social media a lot of times when people post on social media, the flashiness and stuff like that. It's like you're trying to paint a picture, but you're really living a lie. That doesn't go for everybody, but it's like you're an average Joe Schmo person and you're flashing and flaunting whatever. I just see it as it's irrelevant. All right. Now here's the thing. Do y'all wanna quickly get into this Andrew Tate thing?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Real quick before we close it out. Because I know Rex will ask a question. It ain't going to take long. I just want y'all to see something, and then we give our assessment on what we think on it, and, that's how we can close out the show. All right. So here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, and Andrew Tate, I like Andrew Tate listening to him talk straight up. Like, the man definitely be dropping some gems. But with his arrest and everything like that, people are saying, like, oh, he's innocent and everything like that. But I want y'all to watch this clips, I should say. And then I want, after the clips, the question that I'm going to pose to you guys is, after seeing this, do you still think he's innocent? Let me make it full screen. All right, check it out.
I walked in there and said, listen, I've committed multiple felonies. Am I going to go to jail? Well, probably. Well, then see ya! Bye!
Yeah. It wasn't nearly as big, and I found this little webcam thing, and I was like, this might be some money. So I text all my girlfriends, I think it was 5 of them, text all 5, said, you're all coming here to live with me and work with me. So Tristan will tell you the story. He'll tell you. All 5 flew in, picked them all up. They're all sitting there. I sat them around the same table. Listen, I need to get paid, right? I'm broke now. I have no money. I'm running out of money. So I put them all around the same table. And I was like, look, we're going to start a webcam business. You're going to stay. You're going to live in London. I'm going to look after you, and we're going to get rich. We're going to be a team. And they're all like, well, who's this bitch? I'm like, she's my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. She's my girl. You're all my chicks. Oh. And you're going to stay here, and we're going to make some money. Big fight kicks off, blah, 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 blah. 3 left, 2 stayed. Those are my first 2 girls. And we started this little webcam business from my apartment. And it just grew and grew and grew. And it got to the point where at one point I had 75 women working for me in 4 locations. Damn. And I was doing $600,000 a month. This is in the UK. But this leads into the story of why I moved to Romania. So at the height of my webcam pimping, I think I'm the king of the world, right? I have all these women, da-da-da. But the problem is, my first 2 girls who worked for me because they loved me. I love this man, from the ghetto streets to the hotel suites. So we're working together. But then once you get bigger, you start hiring girls who don't love you. They're in it for the money. And then I had one girl, and she got too drunk one day, and she threw up in my apartment. I told her to clean up. She refused to clean up, started being an idiot. So I took her stuff, threw out the window. You never hit a girl, right? Can't do that. But if all the other girls see me be disrespected, they're going to lose respect for me. Facts. Right? Yep. So when she's like, I ain't cleaning that up, you get that. So I was like, look, I don't care. And she was my biggest earning girl. She made me on her own maybe $25,000 a month. Oh, shit. So I didn't want to fire her. And she knew I didn't want to fire her, which is more reason why I had to fire her ass. So I was like, all right, cool. You want to be a gangster? Right, you're a gangster. Got her shit. We're like high up. We're like high up, like here. It was just out the window. So throws out the window. Got her by her 2 arms and marched her out the door, locked the door. End of it. She starts texting me, you owe me my last month's wages, you owe me my money, give me my money. Did I text her back? I ain't paying you nothing. You threw up my blah, 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 blah. She went to the police. Oh, shit. and told the police I hit her. 4 months later, 5 in the morning, 4 months later, I'm laying in bed. And I heard the door, boom, 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 boom. And I don't know how I knew. I just knew it was police. As soon as I heard that noise, I just paused for a second. I heard police, but I didn't know what it was for, right? But there's a few things I can't say in the podcast. I've lived a varied life. I've done some things when I had to pay the bills.
Right.
So I was a bit like, what's this going to be? So I like flush my phone down the toilet quickly. Boom. I'm coming. So I'm trying to hide shit. I'm looking around. Like, what do I have to hide?
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. I don't even have to fuck you. Forget the sex part. That's a distraction. My dick can stay in my pants. I'll just start beating the shit out of you. How about that? We walk in the bedroom. I start kicking your ass. No sex. No sex involved. But you cry then. Here's a little move. When I grab you by your neck and you start annoying me, trying to resist, and I just...
Passports, man. If I fuck up and England wants me in jail, I can fly on a Nigerian passport, or an American, or an English, or a Polish, or an Estonian. I have so many passports. What, are you going to block them all? They can't stop me traveling. There's always a passport I can pull out. There's always a driver's license I can pull out. If you ban one, I've got another one. I've got bank.
What do you think about that, yo? Because the reason why he got arrested is because they basically was saying that him and his circle of people, it was him, his brother, I think another dude, and 2 women. And in that video, he talked about the 2 women that he started up his webcam thing. They loved them, whatever, and those are his ride or die. So listen to him talk, and the reason why he was basically hemmed up now is for keeping women against their will and making them do their OnlyFans and stuff like this. And when he said, hey, there's certain things I can't talk about and, this, that, and the third, because I've done some effed up stuff. Here's the thing. If you did nothing wrong and the cops came knocking on your door, why would you be trying to get rid of your phone if you're doing everything by the book? If the cops come knocking at my door, I know I'm not doing nothing illegal. Why am I trying to throw my phone out and flush my phone and all of this stuff and rummaging? I'm gonna be like, yo, what do you guys want? So I don't know. Like, what do you guys take? Like, I hear the comments, people saying, yo, he's blabbering. But my thing is this. If you present that in court, we can say it's babbling all we want. You present that in court in front of a jury, it's not what we think. It's what those 12 jurors think.
And it also depends on what country you're doing that out of too.
Exactly. That's incriminating. So we can think whatever we want.
He played himself.
When you listen to this, I don't know. What you guys take on it?
Okay, so in general, I feel like when you do what you want money and you feel like you're at the top of the world, you feel like nothing can touch you. When you feel like nothing can touch you, you do realize they're trying to stack the deck against you. So you want to be flashy. You want to be a little sketchy on some of your business deals. You want to brag about having all of these passports and licenses and things. And you don't like I said, when you do what you want money, you feel like you're untouchable. The problem is if you get the right person in the right circumstance and the right set of jury polls, you'll do what you want money ain't gonna buy you out of everything.
Let me break this down to you guys before you go, June, because I'm looking at the comment section and people are like a whole bunch of nothing. I always go back to this. I still do reviewing IPTV services and stuff like this, which I have one coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. The dude for Gears TV, Me and a Hellcat, he was promoting all his fancy cars and everything online, saying the way he moves. The feds came knocking on his door over the IPTV stuff. Technically, he did nothing illegal with the way he set up his IPTV stuff. And when you listen to him talk, he said they was trying to get him for taxes. He even had stuff laid out where he was planning to do his taxes. Like, they gave him the leeway, like, yo, you got until X amount of time to do your taxes. If you don't do it, we're coming for you. The time didn't even elapse yet. So you know what they did? They raided his house based off the IPTV stuff, which is the thing of doing something illegal. So you look at Andrew Tate, They think he's grabbing girls and keeping them against their will, right? So they thought he was doing something illegal with his IPTV service. So you know what they eventually did, since they couldn't get him on that? They got him on taxes, even though they had something in play for him to do his taxes. So people are not looking at the bigger picture. Even though he wasn't holding these girls, there's something that they can get you for that you don't even know it, and they're using that as the bridge to bring you in. That's what you guys are not. And this is a person that had a checkered past with police and stuff like this. So facts, they'll bring you in for one thing and try to bring other things in there and make something stick.
Correct. That's why I said, when you got do what you want money, and then you allowed something frivolous to open up the gates, guess what? They don't care what they gonna put you down for. They just figuring out how we gonna stop you and what it's gonna be for. And once you opened up the door to everything, guess what? I got access to all your stuff. Now I'm going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Checking it. All your T's and dotting all your I's.
I want to comment on what Rex Rue said. We all break a dozen laws by the time it's lunchtime. That's understandable. But the problem is, when you flaunt what you're doing,
there you go.
Put a bullseye on your back with the feds. That's what you're not understanding. We all break laws. But when you're flaunting, you're putting a bullseye on your back. So now they're going to put the microscope on you and try to bring you in for any little thing. I'm not flaunting. I break laws probably every day. I don't have the feds watching me. Why? Because they're like, this dude, Walls P, he don't got a damn thing that we need. We got bigger fish to fry.
And
that's
guess
the
what?
problem.
He got to do what you want money, so he is the bigger fish.
Facts. So that's what people aren't looking at. That's the dynamic I want to bring into it. I don't think he was keeping girls against their will, but that document, that thing that we saw, they put that in court. Oh man.
And think about it, depending on what you don't know where it is. So if it's in Romania, the laws in Romania might be you can't flash and say that you got 12 passports and you're going to pull out another one. Now you're flight risk. I'm not letting you out because you're a flight risk. Because what you going to do, you're going to get on your private plane and you're going to go someplace that I don't have an extradition treaty to. Now you gone.
Rex, if you look at his social media, he shows some of his flashy cars. He shows his finer things in life. And then on top of that, he's a big voice and everything like that. Like the reason why he got canceled and everything like this is because the man was under investigation. You don't just cancel somebody on social media just because they're talking. Because everybody's like, oh, he say misogynistic things and stuff like this or whatever, y'all. There's people that say misogynistic things or stuff that people don't agree with all the time. You get what I'm saying? It's bigger than that, and that's not what we're looking at. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, but his issue is...
Oh, he said, I mean you, Wally. Yeah. I wish I had some Lambos. I'm glad you hold me at high standard, brother. I'm glad you do. And yeah, I would never floss like that anyway. I would never flip, but yeah, I get what you say. My bad, I misinterpreted, but yeah, like yo, go ahead. You could say your piece, June. And
I just want to say what you were saying. His issue was he was saying misogynistic things, right? And it's okay. You could say that. If you feel the women are your property, you are allowed to say that. But if Kevin Samuels was out here doing craziness, they're not going to let you ride with that. Like, he was putting that target on his head. Like, he was really putting on his head. They can't do anything to me. I dare them to do something to me. Of course they're going to do something to you. So people don't like that we're trying to make him guilty, which it seemed like we are trying to make him guilty, but he made himself guilty. Like, that's all I want to say. He made himself guilty.
Yeah.
It's all too. How you going to come on social media and start talking?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think, like me, it's not that I'm trying to say that the man is guilty. What I'm saying is, if you pull that up in front of a jury,
he's guilty.
That's going to be a hard thing to contest. Like, I understand, like you guys said in the comment section, I believed it's a whole bunch of nothing. He's just running his mouth, and it's a bunch of clips that people chop together. The problem is if you play that in front of a jury, it's damaging. That's the point that we're not understanding. What we think and all that means absolutely nothing when it comes to courts. So that's the thing that's so detrimental. I don't think he's guilty. I don't think he was holding women hostage and stuff like this. Like, you got the Danielle in the comments like, yo, what's his number? Let me hit him up and see how much money he got. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe he was holding people hostage. It's the fact that, yo, you got a big voice because he's the most searched person on Google last year. He has a big voice. People literally like follow what this man say and everything like that. He got diehard followers, and now you're flaunting money, flaunting your Lambos and all this stuff.
But that's why he's wrong.
They don't like that. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't want us to paint that he's guilty. I'm just saying it's going to be a hard case to fight because of these things. That's what I'm trying to point at.
That what you said is true. What I was saying isn't true. I don't think he's guilty for trying to be him, but he made it harder for himself.
That's what I was gonna say. You're gonna be innocent. You're innocent until you are proven guilty. Yes, but because your stuff is so searched, you don't think that's going to be a deciding factor in tampering your jury pool? That is going to be an issue.
Let me ask you this, Rue.
Good question.
Wow. Let me ask you this, Rex Wu. Let me ask you this, because I don't know much about Dan Blazarian.
He does the same thing.
What he does the same thing?
Brag about how he just have all the women and he just have the life most guys would fantasize about.
But here's the thing. Is Dan Blazarian as big as Andrew Tate?
I would think so.
You would think, because like I said,
in the last year, Andrew Tate exploded though.
Yes.
So he was trending. He was trending, but this guy Dan, he's been known. Like, he's known.
Okay. He is, but I'ma also throw this in here too. If you look at the images side by side, he ain't that cute though. So he could be talking the way he talk. You might have the same kind of following, because think about it. He got Do What You Want money because he used to play poker. So he got Do What You Want money because he's really good at poker.
So he legitimately made his money, you're saying?
He legitimately made his money by playing poker. When you got the other one, his
making money from women,
it was
from basically
well, I was going to say his money was,
so to speak.
But it was a little sketchy. But I keep forgetting he was a boxer too. So he was a boxer. He was into fitness. But you gotta look at the aesthetics. Yes, they could say the same thing, have the same exact message, but you have to look at what the other stuff is too. You're talking the same, they're not in the same social circles, they're not traveling the same kind of places, they're not displaying the same kind of women per se. So you could say the same message, but if you're not doing the same flashiness, the same display of women, the same machismo attitude, and you don't have the look to go with it, I might not pay attention to what you're saying.
This is what I'm going to say.
Go ahead.
This is what I'm going to say. This is the first time I'm hearing about this Dan Blazarian fellow. I'm going to check him out and see what's up. The problem is, I was never looking for Andrew Tate, and I found out about this man, like heard about him and saw he had a huge following, and he's just sweeping over the internet within last year or whatever. I wasn't looking for Kevin Samuels content, and it stumbled upon me because he had such a big name and big following. This Dan Blazarian guy, although he may have a big following, I've never heard of him. And I'm pretty sure there's other people who have never heard of him. Andrew Tate.
You think everybody heard of Andrew Tate?
Okay.
As far as
I had to look him up. I didn't know who he was.
No. You didn't know who he was, but one time or another, his name had to come up somewhere.
Okay, so not his name, but as I'm scrolling, I think I've seen something in passing, not intentional. Like, you know how it suggests other
No,
stuff?
that's what I'm saying.
So, but I know me. I had to look him up when you were talking about him because I just don't know people like that. Like, I really just don't know. But it made me go, wait, what? He was arrested? Okay, let
Yeah.
me go down a rabbit hole.
Like for
So,
instance, just Pearly Things. She's exploding. I wasn't looking for her. She stumbled onto my lap because she had such a big popularity on multiple social media platforms. See, you're telling me this dude, Dan whatever, is the king of IG. That's one platform. Daniel Tate, I said Daniel Tate. Andrew Tate was running it on multiple platforms. YouTube, IG, Facebook, Twitter. Anything you could think of, he has a massive following.
But he was just
like I said,
trending.
I don't know this Dan dude, and from the way Rex was talking, it sounded like he's the king of IG, but that's just one platform. Even TikTok, it's to the point now. If you put like, you know how when you on TikTok, and if you're on TikTok and you put in a post and you put hashtag, and let's just say you start putting Kevin Samuels, it'll finish it for you. When you put Andrew Tate, it doesn't finish it for you because they're trying to silence him. That's how big this guy was. When you making a TikTok or something and putting his name, it would explode because he's searched that big. That's a big following. That's what I'm saying. So this Dan dude may be big like you guys say, but I just know across all platforms, you put hashtag Andrew Tate, you're gonna see millions or 500 million people looking up Andrew Tate. Or because when you go to TikTok and stuff and you do the hashtag and stuff, it tells you how many people are searching this content.
Yes, he's trending right now. Like, for instance, Shanquella Robinson, at one point she was trending more than Dan, right? But she's not bigger than him. There are people way bigger than Andrew Tate that didn't come across us yet. Like Just Pearly Things. Somebody had to put me on her in Complicated channel. So certain things that are big, we will miss it because it wasn't recommended to us. But Andrew Tate, he doesn't really have social media like that. I think he only has Twitter. Well, only Twitter allowed him on, right?
But think about what you just said.
And he's still big, you're going to say, right?
Twitter, and he's still dominant on so many other
on social other platforms.
You know what I'm saying? Think about that. All he has is Twitter, and he's still dominant on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, IG, all of this. Yeah. That's a different dynamic.
He was trending though. It's because of what he says. Women on my property. If a guy with a lot of money is saying women on my property, I take them and of course you're going to trend because people are like, yo, I like this guy. Like he's saying what I want.
But what I'm saying is, if you're telling me that this Dan dude does the same thing and he has so much following on IG,
I don't think it's offensive. I don't think he's offensive like him saying they're my property. It's more like I'm rich. This is my life, and I'm smashing everybody.
I got you. Okay, I got you. That's okay. I got the dynamic. All right, because you know me, I'm gonna keep pushing until it makes sense to me.
No.
I mean, so it makes sense to me now. I'm like, all right, I got you. I got where you're coming from. It makes sense now. So, all right, but yeah, yo, this was a very fun.
This is fun
live, man. Yeah, this was definitely fun. But we're gonna wrap this up now. Like, we appreciate everybody in the comment section, the engagement. Definitely smash that like button. Like I said, subscribe to Matter of Opinion. Subscribe to Hold Up, Hear Me Out. Though we're gonna try and do more of these. You know, like life. Look, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. Erica P's not a full-time YouTuber. June is not a full-time YouTuber. But we try and do what we could do to put the message out to everybody. So we try and do what we can. So we're going to try and do more of this, but you know, unfortunately, life circumstances happen, but we try and push content. We try and push the content out there. So this was definitely fun. I appreciate the engagement. You guys could have been anywhere on a Friday night, but you was here with us, rocking with us, you know, so we appreciate that. And even those who were in watching and didn't say anything, we appreciate you guys too. Everything matters. You feel me? So with that being said, do you got anything that you guys want to say to everybody before we wrap it up?
Nope. I'm here when I can be here. I appreciate y'all listening to us. I think these are conversations that you have with your friends, and sometimes, look, they need to be recorded because I have fun talking. Y'all have fun talking. You get some information out there that you might not have heard about before, and I like bringing information to the public.
Go ahead, June.
Oh no, I had nothing to say.
Oh wait, there was something that I don't have it. Okay. Wait, hold on. I gotta switch. There actually was something that I wanted to say. And okay, I just wanted to I just know we had a lot of explosion of new subs and everything like that. And we appreciate you guys, the new subs that we got. And I also want to give a special shout out to Gina Hembry, Sugar C, Money Janae 92, Tony G 1970, and Arnisha Harman for supporting Matter of Opinion on locals and being a monthly subscriber to Matter of Opinion to help support the channel. We appreciate that a whole lot. One thing we never do on Matter of Opinion is we don't ask you guys for super chats. We don't ask you guys for donations, for PayPals, Cash Apps, none of that. All we want to do is just get the subscriptions, have you guys engage in the videos, watch the videos, because you as the viewers shouldn't be funding us. I'll leave that up to YouTube to fund whatever it is that we do. And it's not even about the money. It's actually about getting the message out to you guys and actually trying to make trying to make changes, because this is what we wholeheartedly believe. And we also try and make it a safe space where people can actually speak their mind, have different of opinions, and not down each other's throat. Actually have a civilized conversation. And that's what we try and bring to Matter of Opinion. When people come on there and they don't agree and they unsubscribe, I love it, because I'm like, that's not the person I want in the Matter of Opinion family. I want people who could watch a video like, yo, I disagree with this dude, and we have a back and forth, intelligent and conversation. That's what I like, and that's why those who are here, I appreciate you guys 100%. So with that being said, we appreciate you guys. This was definitely a fun live. We'll try and do it again. I don't know exactly when, but we'll keep you guys posted on the social media platforms and everything like that. And we'll, make posts on YouTube and everything like that. So with that being said, man, this was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.